All right, you guys are live.
Hey, we live. Hey, you gotta let us know.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Hey, Shalom. All right. We always start by giving no praises and honor to
Yahawah, BAHA, YAHAWASHI, BAHA, Rakah, Kodash.
divine to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone, peace and safety to the elect. All right. That's scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. All right. With the brothers from GMS Atlanta. Okay, as you can see, we have some new scenery. All right. Spirit got things switched up. You know, so I ain't gonna really expound on that, but we're gonna get right to the scriptures, okay? So brothers open up with Sirach 39.
All right, this is Ecclesiastes 39:1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies.
Right, so I can read again from the top.
All right, this is Sirach 39:1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High.
Yeah, so you gotta give your mind over to the scriptures, man. You know, you can't be occupied in folly, man, foolishness, man. You know, you gotta continue to read, study. You know, you gotta do your studies and your research. Okay, you gotta get into the scriptures, man. Your mind has to be consumed in His word, man. Go ahead.
Continuing on, it says, and is occupied in the meditation thereof.
Right, you're supposed to be meditating, man. Meditate on these scriptures. Like it says in what's that? Psalm, the first chapter. You know, what it says, I don't meditate day and night. Yeah, you can get that if you want. You know?
And also the scriptures say, where man's heart is, or where man's mind is, so is his treasure.
That's right. That's right. You know, that's right, man. You know. You got it?
This is Psalm chapter 1, verse 2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night.
See? Yep. Don't meditate day and night, man. All day, man. Meditating on the scriptures. Meditating on YAHAWASHI, man. You know, that's how you combat those demons, man. Come on, you get it.
God, this is Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, chapter 30. Sirach, chapter 6, verse 37. It says, let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Meditate continually, man. All right. Meaning constantly doing it, man. Not well, today I'm gonna just, I'm gonna do this scripture, and the whole week I'm gonna just be a nigga. No, man. You gotta be continually in these scriptures, man. All right. In the prophecies, the laws, statutes, commandments. All right. The wisdom, you know. This is why this truth is a lifestyle, man. All right, and this book has to be what you live by, man. You know. Go ahead.
It says, he shall establish thine heart. I'll reread.
Con.
Sirach chapter 6, verse 37. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart, and give thee wisdom at thine own desire.
That's right. At our own desire, man. All right. The wisdom of the scriptures, wisdom of YAHAWASHI. You're only going to obtain that through diligently seeking the Lord, man, by continually meditating on the scriptures.
I got a precept.
All right. Come on.
This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times.
And that's what's going to stabilize you. Okay, when all hell break loose, man. All right, the ones people out here that's gonna be bugging out and losing their damn mind. All right, when shit hits the fan, so to speak, they ain't got the wisdom, man. All right, but who the men of the Lord, the elect. Okay, years and years of laboring and sacrificing time to study and seek out the Lord. The men of the Lord gonna be stable, man. All right, why? Because you're gonna have the wisdom in your consciousness to speak, man. You know, go ahead.
And strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his strength, is his treasure.
And if I could say,
yep.
When you think about using like on a construction site, like a stabilizing beam, so maybe like a roof or something that's about to crack, you put a stabilizer underneath it.
That's right.
So even though it's ready to crack, we gonna be pushed to the point of being ready to crack and lose it. But the wisdom is what's going to stabilize it. The Most High is going to use this as that stick to stick underneath the foundation of us to hold us up.
Yeah, correct.
That's right.
Yeah,
I was
gonna say, the Lord
Lord is one that's going to hold us up. You know, he says that he's going to strengthen us, and he's with us to help us. So how's the Lord going to do this? He's going to do this by us remembering and going back in our minds and our hearts of what we learned about him. Because the Lord said he's not going to forsake his elect, those that trust in him.
That's right.
So that's what we're going to rely on. You know, when everybody else is bugging out and when everybody else is losing it, we're not going to lose it. You know?
Lord willing.
Yeah.
Lord willing. You know what, too? That's why these current times are so important. We always say that we haven't gotten to the hard part yet, man. You know, this is still, boot camp. You know, training. You know, going through the obstacle courses. Why? For that ultimate battle. Okay. So like you said, people that's going to lose their mind, they ain't been taking heed, man. All right. That's why the Lord is pulling the prophets away from the public eye, like the brothers always going to, man. All right. I got something.
I got second Ezra chapter 9 verse 10 and I'm
Yeah,
something like
the doctor at the top.
Okay, come. Second Ezra chapter 9 verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Yeah, it says what? Measure the time diligently, man. Measure means to analyze carefully. All right, meaning what? You're looking at current events. All right, you're linking it up with prophecy, seeing the times that we're living in, man. All right, go ahead.
And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shall I.
Yep.
Go.
Go ahead.
Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right, but you told us in the scriptures of these times that's coming, man. All right, the prophecies, man. All right, and you basically gotta be living under a rock, you know, or whatever, man. You know, if you don't see the signs of the times, man. All right, go ahead. Come.
For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law while they had liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it.
Hey, yeah, repentance is open to these people, man. We've been out there for years. All right, the apostles going back damn near the early 70s, man.
Yep.
You know, the older elders that had, passed on to the forefathers. Yeah, our forefathers in the
Four elders.
Yeah, 4 elders, man. You know, repentance has been open to you for 30, 40, however many years, man.
Yeah, almost 50 years.
Almost 50 years, man. All right. So the Lord is starting to, like I said, pull the prophets away, man. All right, and that famine of the word is coming. All right. So when all hell breaks loose, man, you're gonna be asked out, man.
Hey, look at the spot we at, man.
That's
You
right.
know, we ain't down at the other site no more. You know, in the heart of the city.
Yeah, we're in the
Now the Lord got us
undisclosed,
ducked off somewhere, man.
undisclosed location.
Yeah.
Yep, wilderness.
Yeah, literally in the wilderness, man. Brothers walking with staffs and sheep.
Oh, well, man, we spoke too soon.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So
Like a moth to the flame.
Right, like
Moth
a
to
moth to
the
the
goddamn
flame, man.
you know.
I got some.
Guess I'm kind.
This is Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 10 and 15. It says, the labor of the foolish wearieth every one of them, because he knoweth not how to go to the city. What city is
Oh.
there? That's Jerusalem,
Right.
Which represents the men of the Lord.
That's right.
Fools, they're not thinking about that right now. They like the elder brothers going into, these foolish people, especially you Israelites, you're stuck in foolishness.
Yep.
You're worried. You got women that's worried about their next vacation spot they going this summer, right? Niggas is planning for Memorial Day weekend,
Right.
Miami, yeah.
all right? You got families planning for family reunions. It's just a regular scheduled programming for you niggas, all right? But I'm gonna skip down to verse 18. Ecclesiastes 10 and 18, it says, by much slothfulness the building decayeth, and through idleness of the hands the house droppeth through. And see, we diligently paying attention to the house. We're always in maintenance mode.
Yep.
When you build a house, you just can't say that, well, the house is up. No. The realtors and people that know anything about houses, they tell you that every year you're supposed to actually invest a minimum of 10% of the value of that house back into the house. So if you have $100,000 home, every year you're actually supposed to put $10,000 into a home and make sure it doesn't decay. All right, and that's what we do. We always on maintenance call. Okay. But the rest of you people, you're not maintenance. You don't have the wisdom where we were going into that stabilizer beam to make sure the foundation stays put. You know, they don't have that hydrolyzed jack underneath it to fix the problem. You know, they don't have none of that. You know.
Could you go to in that same chapter, verse 6?
There come. Ecclesiastes 10 and 6, and it says, "Folly is set in great dignity."
Yeah, folly, man. A deep ignorance, man. You know, just look on social media, man.
Yeah.
This damn folly land, man. All right, it's all types of stupidity, man. You know.
Yeah, like what's this guy, man? The guy that's always dancing on top of the roofs and they hit a beat, and you know it gets like more than 3 million views, but you know you got something that pertains to your salvation, and it's like 1, 2,
3 views, 12
exactly.
views.
Yeah,
The boot game is what's hot for niggas.
man.
Yeah, boot game. A whole lot of
Boot
games.
gang and
No, I said that shit is tired.
yeah. Oh, they got a nigga named what's his name? Little Zan.
Yeah. They got a nigga named his name himself after
It's a nigga named Lil Trash.
Yeah, a little trash. You got a dude named Little Trash now.
Monsters, man.
Yo, monsters. I got a picture of somebody reading.
Now I'm waiting for a nigga to come out named Lil Crackhead.
The crack. Hey, man,
That's gonna be next.
He probably in the works now.
Little shitbag.
Little fuckhead.
Right, so this is Hosea 6 and 5. And the pride of Israel doth testify to his face. Therefore shall Israel and Ephraim fall in their iniquity. Judah also shall fall with them. So the Lord's going to bring judgment upon all the tribes in the time to come, man. You know, when all hell breaking loose and Folly Land is shut down, okay, they're going to have to die now because they've been too busy partying and bullshitting, man. You know? We're not in that time, man. We got serious matters going on in the earth right now, and you have the Lord's men giving you serious counsel, but you're not taking heed. You know? So the Lord's going to get you. This is a point in verse 5. It says, they shall go with their flocks and with their herds to seek the Lord, but they shall not find him. He hath withdrawn himself from them. And that's what the Lord is doing now. He's slowly but surely withdrawing us from the public eye. Because now we're not in the actual place of public. You know, you might have a few scragglers here and there.
Right.
You know, but that's to get the ones on the outskirts.
That's right.
We're just on the internet now, just, you know, making sure that we push the word out, as the scripture says. But other than that, when you really try to seek the Lord, the prophets are going to be gone. The word is going to be gone, and it's going to be the green light for Esau and the angels to start getting busy on you people out there, man.
That's right.
You know?
But if I may, nobody's not holding anything.
Just might hold Proverbs 1. You got it.
I was going to Proverbs 22.
Go ahead.
Oh, spiritual. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yep.
All right, this is Proverbs 1 and 20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying.
Hey, but you know what? If I may, with that scripture, you know, it says the chief place of concourse.
Right.
And you know, through the spirit, the YAHAWASHI is removing his men from those chief places. Why?
That's right.
If you hold that real quick,
Yep.
get Isaiah 24 and 10 real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Get Isaiah 24 and 10 real quick, and we'll go back there.
This is Isaiah chapter 24, verse 10. It says, the city is broken down.
It's broken down. America's being broken down. Really, there's no place. There's no such thing as a cheap place of concourse. All right? America, Babylon the Great is being broken down. It tells you in what? Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, that the grinding shall cease.
Yep.
So it's like when the grinding ceases, well, we just going to stand in front of going out of business.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
You know, we're going to stand in front of abandoned buildings.
Boarded up buildings.
No, the spirit is taking us somewhere else because why? The cheap place of concourse is no more.
That's right.
All right, any more to that?
A little bit more.
All right, come.
Since the city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut up, and no man may come in.
That no man may come in. And the Spirit has just got us with a head start to what's coming, because very soon, no man's going to be able to go into these cities, right?
Right.
All right?
Right.
So that scripture is coming to pass, because there ain't no such thing as no cheap place. Like I heard the Elder Pasha was speaking on that. He said he was in a video I watched of his yesterday. He was speaking on the fact that 34th and 7th, Times Square. He was saying the fact of basically being out there. He said, man, it used to be a time going back in the 90s, 2000s, man. You go to Times Square at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
It was lit like 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But now,
City that never sleeps.
the city that never sleeps. But now you go to Times Square and it's dead.
Yeah.
It ain't like how it used to be, because it's no longer the chief place of concourse.
Yeah. That's right.
Hey, well, you know where the chief place of concourse or commerce is? The internet.
The internet.
That's just thinking that. Yeah.
The
That's right.
internet.
That's right.
Everybody's going to get their get everything that they need from the internet now.
What?
You don't have to leave your home. You can shop, right? Everybody has these online stores,
Apps.
you know, these apps and things like that. Everything is smart this and smart that and convenient, fast and reliable this. That's what it's about now.
Yeah, because you know what we just saw in the news recently. Foot Locker's closing down.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, yeah.
Toys R Us is closing down. These stores, these corporations aren't necessarily going under. They just shutting down their so-called brick and mortar stores.
Yeah.
Because brick and mortar is a thing of the past.
Yep.
You don't need brick and mortar anymore. Why? Because of the internet.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Because you think niggas ain't gonna buy sneakers no more? Niggas is buying
Niggas buying them more.
They buying them more. Niggas ain't buying sneakers off of out of Foot Locker, Foot Action, Athlete's Foot, these different stores, because why? They're going to Instagram, shoe sellers, resellers, eBay, Flight Club.
Yep.
It's internet.
Yep.
So we can't be stuck in that idea of just the standard brick and mortar. Because that's what CNN building was, 34th and 7th.
Yeah.
That's a spiritual brick and mortar.
And
That's right.
that's going to prophecy too, Daniel chapter 12, with, you know, wisdom and knowledge shall increase.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey, get it.
Yeah.
And
It's
on top of
beautiful.
that, ain't nobody gonna have a cloak for their sin. Everybody heard his word via the internet.
Right. So you saw us out there on the streets.
Yeah.
And another thing too, you people, you're not listening to us, man.
That's right.
You know, when if the Spirit allows a brother to go back into Proverbs 1, you know, because
Yeah, hold that.
Scripture says that the Lord called and ye refused.
Right.
So now the Spirit is focused on how did a precept real quick, just Jeremiah 5,
Yep.
just the first 2 verses, y'all brother just can read that. Because the Lord is now going to go to the men that's really seeking Him.
Starting to focus in on it now.
Focusing in on the ones that want their salvation. Everybody else, you already condemned, man.
We got through.
You know, you're already through. You got it out. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 5, verse 1. Run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, and see now, and know, and seek in the broad places thereof, if ye can find a man, if there be any that exalteth judgment, executive judgment, that seeketh the truth, and I will pardon it.
Yeah, and we went to the broad places, man. And then, you know, and then the Lord is gathering, man. You still got other captives out there, more so, you know, in the forefront. And you know, and we flowing with the Spirit. Now the Spirit is like the wind. But the point is, us being a staple in these areas, us being a spiritual mortar and brick place, you know, like a mainstay in these areas.
Flagship store.
Yeah, that's coming to an end, man. You know, that's coming to an end. We're mobile prophets. We're on the
Digital
go, man.
prophets.
We're mobile digital prophets, man. You know, you got to go to the digital sellers and buy this word, man. You know.
Hey, that's the scripture too. Virgins will ask for their oil.
Oh yeah. Matthew 25. Go ahead, verse 2.
Verse 2. And though they say, the Lord liveth, surely they swear falsely. O Lord, are not thine eyes upon the truth?
Right, are not thine eyes upon the truth? Go ahead.
Thou hast stricken them, and they have not grieved. Thou hast consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction. They have they have made their faces harder than a rock.
Yeah, they refuse. They refuse the correction. Right? It's like I said, we go back to that Proverbs 1, right? What's going to happen once they refuse the correction? It's going to be total slaughtering season on the 2/3 of Israel, man.
That's right.
You know?
Then it says, and they have refused to return.
Right, and you refuse to return to the Lord. So now you got to catch us when you catch us, man. You know?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the elect is going to get fed. Okay? Yep.
All right, this is Proverbs 1:22. How long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you.
Yeah. And how's the Lord's Spirit being poured out, man, through the prophets, man? All right, on the highways and byways, on the videos, you know? There's thousands upon thousands of videos online, man.
Hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands, man. Thousands a day, man. So the Lord's Spirit is just you know, just pouring out, man. Drowning, man.
In fact, let me get that scripture. Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Yep, knowledge shall be increased, man. All right. Now, if you came into the truth, let's say like seven, 8 years ago, or hell, 5 years ago, the truth is on a different level now, man.
Way different, man.
You know, way different level, man. You got brothers coming in that's already doing videos, man. I remember a point where brothers had to wait until the apostle, you know, went to camp, when they did the sit downs. Now, brothers already joining the camp already got channels, man. You know, now it's increasing, man. It's going to continue to increase, man. All right, go ahead.
That's just like that's just like
Yep.
the apostle said. First 6 months, brothers should be getting history and stuff like that when they first come in. You know, like you said, 5 years ago it wasn't like that.
Right.
Even though Apostle Carl already said it, you know, most brothers like 6 months when he first started, he already got the truth out back. Yeah,
That's right.
Let me get back to chapter 26.
Come on.
For the Lord quickened up the elect spirit in these last times.
That's right.
And if I can say while you pulling the scripture, that's why for you, the spirit is withdrawn, the Lord's men from the main scene, so to speak. But for you men that's sincere and you receiving this word, hey, follow suit.
Yeah.
All right. We in an undisclosed location in the state of Georgia. You know. All right, and we at a very, very peaceful place, so to speak. You know, and we just pushing this word out. So for you men that's been, hey, if you know that you an Israelite, you know the 12 tribes, you know Esau, the so-called white man. You know the mark of the beast is the RFID chip. Yeah. Hey, you should be doing this, man.
That's right. That's right, man.
Matthew chapter 20, verse 6. And about the 11th hour, he went out and found others standing idle, and said unto them, why stay ye here out all the day idle? And the brother tells them with the live stream, telling the brother watch to come down to the camp.
Yep.
They say unto him, because no man hath hired us, he said unto them, go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that shall ye receive. That's that trading tokens and talents that we're receiving in these scriptures.
What chapter is that?
Matthew chapter 20 and 6. So when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard said unto his steward, call the laborers and give them their hire, being from the last unto the first. And when they came, and it goes to the elect. It goes to the elect, man. The elect coming in at the last moment, man. And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. They're going to receive the same thing. Like the apostles work in the heat of the day, they worked in the heat of the day. nobody coming to the truth.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden they getting that reward, and the ones coming in the latter end are going to receive that same.
That's
penny
right.
as well.
Salvation.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That penny.
Yep.
Yeah.
The kingdom of heaven.
Yep.
Salvation is coming, man. The Lord is coming.
Huh.
And that's a beautiful thing. That's something that we've been looking for. That's why we do this work, because we want to be saved.
That's right.
You know?
We ain't got shit out here, man.
That's right.
We got nothing in Babylon.
That's right.
We have.
That's right.
Like
man.
Proverbs.
Yeah,
like
Proverbs.
Proverbs.
Yeah, like Proverbs 1.
Alright, this is Proverbs chapter 1. It says, start at verse 24 again. Because I have called and ye refused,
Yep.
I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel and would none of my reproof.
Yep.
I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh.
Hey, yeah. So when so when you people in dire straits, all right,
Mm-hmm.
the Lord is going to be laughing at you through His men, man.
Yep.
All right. That's why it says in Job, it says yep, it says at destruction of famine, thou shalt laugh. You know, that's really going to be the Heavenly Father laughing, man.
Con.
You know, but He's going to use the prophets to show that, man. All right. Go ahead.
Alright, this is verse 27. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you.
Yeah, what's some of those distresses and anguishes, man? You got the famine, all right, the pestilences. That's right. Yeah, somebody could get that if they want to, man. All right, and then ultimately lead up to what? The thermonuclear missiles, man. All right, ultimately to put the cherry on top, man. Okay, go ahead.
It says, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
Hey, that go with what's that? Hosea 5:15, which is what in
They have that power.
yeah, it says in their affliction they shall seek me early. Man.
That's right.
You know? Yeah, so here it is those whole time, man. The prophet's been out here laboring, kicking this word, man. Fan your hand. Now when you're looking dead at a damn missile coming at you.
Yep.
Or in
You know?
the concentration camp with the gloves.
Oh yeah. Concentration
The
camp.
rubber gloves.
What's that? Walking the beast of
I might well say, since we out here in an undisclosed location, a big bear might come and get you.
Oh yeah.
Hey, yo.
In that Amos.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
Snake,
kinda.
he ran from a snake.
And also
Yep.
that Zechariah 8, what is that? Zechariah 8:23. Grab the skirt
Yep.
Yeah.
of a Jew. Y'all gonna be wanting to grab one of these garments that y'all call dresses in that
Right.
day,
Oh,
man.
Zechariah 13.
Right.
Is that
Zechariah 13.
Is it
No,
Zechariah?
8 and 13.
8 and 13. Okay, the water. Yeah, I knew it was an 8th
Right.
chapter, but y'all gonna be wanting to grab that skirt.
You got it.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
gonna
I got.
try you're gonna try to grab the garment, man. You're gonna get the goddamn Shawn Michaels kick, man.
Right. Look at the sweet chin music. You know.
Sweet chin music. You know,
Ain't gonna be driving around looking for garments.
You know?
Driving around looking for garments. Where are those garments in those spears?
Yeah, man.
You know.
You gonna
Brother Rock got something.
Oh,
Yeah, come.
This Ezekiel chapter 2 verse 5. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are rebellious house, yet shall know that there have been a prophet amongst them.
hey, that's how you know that we the Israelites, man. They go out to Native America because if we came to any other, I think that's the scripture
That's
too.
the scripture.
It's the same, yeah, kind of, yeah. If we went to any other nation, they'll hear us out. Without no hassle.
What do we need to do?
Yeah, what do we need to do? What do we need to
Hey, what
do?
they say, the children of this world is wiser than
The children of light. Yep.
Yeah. You know? So yeah, that's how you know we the people, man. Because a nigga is hard-headed as
A
hell.
nigga don't listen for nothing.
You know?
It's the same thing as Ezekiel 3.
Yep.
We'll make
Yep.
you
Next chapter.
forehead strong.
That's right.
With like flint.
Yep.
Decided, I was about to say it's as hard as what we are, but I'm a hold there.
Keep it on the low.
I almost slipped up there.
Yeah. You know?
Adamant harder than
It-
flint.
it-
You want
You want to get that Ciroc 40?
we're in Flint, Michigan.
Yeah. That was pretty much the point.
Actually,
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Can you read that Proverbs?
Read it again and
Slide
slide
right,
right.
slide it right to the
Yeah, we in the rock.
Verse 28. Alright.
In Colorado.
It says, I'll start from 27. Proverbs 1 and 27. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh cometh as a whirlwind.
Yeah, because we started out at what 22 by the cheap place, because the cheap place is going to turn into a desolate place. All right, and then once it becomes a desolate place as we're experiencing, all right, because like we were going into the forefathers of this, starting with Abba Bivens, High Priest, Elder High Priest Yaquab, on down. Hey, when they was teaching back in the 70s, because you know we have, you know, if we've ever been able to spend time with the apostles and elders and listen, they share them stories of how it was raw in the 70s, 80s, and 90s in New York. You know, it ain't like that no more.
Right.
All right, but we're past the cheap place because America's on the downfall.
Oh, the apostle brought it out too. New York is the main city of America.
Yeah, that's the empire. That's the Empire State. You know, but now it's going into that destruction because once the elders, the apostles, the prophets are removed, that hedge is removed. Right, that hedge, because you people, what you don't realize, you scoff at us, you wave your hand at us, you talk shit about us, but little do you know, because of us, the destruction has come.
That's right.
Oh, go ahead.
I think you're about to say the same thing I am.
I think you are. Yeah.
It's about like, if there's one in the city, I will not destroy it. If there's 10 in the city,
With
Abraham.
Lot.
Abraham.
Lot.
Genesis 18, maybe.
Yes.
17 and 18.
19 he destroyed it.
Yeah.
19 he destroyed it.
18.
Same thing with Lot, man. Mosai told him get out of there, and then what happened? The destruction came, man. You know, like the elder brother Abba said, that hedge is being removed, man. You know, that's Satan, you know.
You only good, y'all people in the city was only good because of the men of the Lord.
That's right. That's right. Revelation 7.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. You know, yes. Now spirits got in certain camps, and Lord willing, it's going to triple. You know, it's a trend. So it's going to spirits going to have it. Y'all people going to be through, man.
God.
You know, especially here in Atlanta, man.
Oh man,
'Cause
what?
Atlanta hasn't been touched, so to speak.
Been touched.
You know,
The
everywhere
virgin
else.
with the destruction.
Yeah. Virgin of destruction.
The virgin daughter of
Trey about to
Babylon.
pop something serious, man. Something deep, man. All right.
Mighty hand.
Hey, the scripture says when you blood the street.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. That's right.
You got more problems.
Oh yeah, dude.
It says, continuing on, it says, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call
Brothers' dreams are increasing.
Yeah.
The elder brother from Baltimore camp, he had that dream. He just heard, he said he ain't heard nothing but women's screams. But it was men's screams too, because the scriptures say that the Lord's going to turn men into women, basically.
Yep.
All right. So that distress is coming. When that distress comes, what you think we gonna be in the middle of the city? Like you think here it is, a big terrorist attack occurs in the middle of Atlanta or New York or Chicago. You think we gonna grab our signs on our camera? First of all, when the destruction comes, there ain't gonna be no internet.
Nope. Right.
Because when destruction comes, when certain events occur around the world, like when major protests be happening in Egypt, the first thing they do is they cut the internet because they don't want that information to be shared, to be leaked out.
Right. That's right.
Everybody got cameras and smartphones. They don't want people getting the real story.
They expose the truth.
Yeah, they want to expose the truth, so they got to cut all ties.
Imagine if which we know is going to happen on a higher level, but if 9/11 occurred today, everybody with phones, everybody as always the ability to go live, it would have been a whole different. It would have been a whole different energy behind it. Only thing is, because a lot of us, we didn't wake up to the fact that 9/11 was an inside job until years down the line. Because why? CNN, they controlled the narrative. Fox controlled the narrative.
Right.
Now in this day and age, somebody could easily
Boom.
catch it. There wasn't even a plane. Catch it. You know what I'm saying?
Catch it by accident.
And you know what's a part of that too? I think what is it in Peters? It would be lovers of their own selves. So everybody, taking selfies and and something catastrophic like example like 9/11 happens, they probably in the middle of taking a selfie and it's
by accident.
just because their own self, love,
self-absorbed.
You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna get caught.
Then you got people like Snowden. They know the insides and outsides. Like a person might work at the airport. This time we're gonna have pilots that can fight a plane? How did this and that? And, you know, say like
Yeah.
how they knew how Taliban.
Yeah, like how they
hijacked
have
the plane.
drills.
They didn't hijack it. They didn't hijack the plane. How the Rothschilds was drinking champagne, looking at the destruction of the towers.
Yep.
But how did somebody catch that?
Yeah.
Probably like, who knew about it beforehand?
Yeah.
Yep, that when that plane came through Atlanta, when that the airport,
Yeah, the airport.
stuff like that. That would have happened 10 years ago. Nobody just would have knew it happened. But now through this internet, through this new through the digital agora,
Yeah, digital agora.
Yeah, it's a digital marketplace.
the digital marketplace, you know.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, go ahead.
Is that mine?
Are you
Like,
come-
you-
come-
Okay, I wasn't sure. I didn't want to walk in front of it.
Oh, no, you're right.
Thanks.
All right, this is Proverbs 1:28. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
Yeah, it's gonna, yep. Yeah, it's gonna be too late, man. You know, like some of y'all that gonna know the name better than us, man. Never even learned the Hebrew. God damn, how you
All
know?
of a sudden, just speaking the name.
All of a sudden speaking the name, man. Well, not gonna hear you, man.
Basically, like IUIC.
Oh man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what you gotta be fulfilled too. Those who say Lord.
Yeah,
Lord.
Lord, yeah.
Lord, yeah,
That's right.
the spirit.
Yeah, man. Or you other Israelite camps, man. That's playing around, man. Most I got y'all number, man.
That's right.
All right, especially IUIC, man.
They gonna get got first, man.
Yeah, that's right, man.
Matter of fact, I got something for
Gun.
them, for the people eaters.
God.
All right, this is Romans 2, chapter 4. Or despisest thou riches of his goodness and forbearance and long suffering, not knowing that the goodness of the Most High leadeth thee to repentance? Verse 5. But after thy hardness and impenitent heart treasure up unto thyself wrath against the day of wrath and revelation of the righteous judgment of the Most High.
Right, and that's what they're doing.
Yep.
They're these false prophets, these other Israelite groups, what they're doing is by refusing to take heed to the words and study and see whether or not what this on is saying right and tweaking their doctrine to the right way. They're just reserving to themselves that wrath and destruction to themselves, man. That's what they're really storing up. The treasures of the wrath. We're not storing up the treasures of heaven.
That's right.
You
Right.
know?
That's right.
Sowing to themselves sore destruction.
In the next verse in there it says, who will render according to a man's deeds. And they're not doing good deeds like that.
Right.
You know, what they're pushing, what they're teaching,
The vibration
the
they're pushing.
exactly. They're leading people astray.
Yep.
You know, and I'll say this, like we always say, if there's any potential, like elect in IUIC,
Well, they're gonna get out of there.
Oh, yeah,
ultimately they're gonna get out.
Get out of there.
Because you can't pluck them out of the Lord's hand. You know
right.
what I'm saying? But hey, if you on the,
They're on the fence, man.
the fence, man,
Yeah.
jump off that shit.
Yeah.
Jump
Well,
in.
yeah. Well, that's funny because I had said that in the video I did earlier. If you're on the fence and you can't see things like the mark of the beast, it's the microchip by now. You know, like everybody has a chip in their debit or credit card now.
It's
You're,
clear.
you're using the
Clear.
chip now. It's just not inside your body. You know, pursuant to the prophecy, that's buying and selling. So if you can't see those things, if you can't see this World War III, gearing up to get to its climactic battle, if you can't see these things and you're listening to GMS and but you're skeptical, but you're in another group, like the brother said, man, listen, man, jump on the right side or fall off the wrong side, man. But it's up to you. You know?
Right.
I got a precept on
It's
that.
a doubt demon.
Yeah.
Doubt you.
No, man.
Better get with it, man.
Yeah, it can't be undecided.
Cause that we always say that's the spiritual arc. That door is
Yeah, the
is
spiritual
closing,
arc.
man.
Yep.
We about to slam shit.
The Most High
Yeah.
closed that
Yeah,
door.
That's right.
And if I could say too,
Yep.
Salat, even in Romans, I think 14 to 20, the 14th chapter, 23rd verse, it says, it speaks about if you doubt, then there's pretty much you don't have it's not a faith. So if you're doubting about what you're learning, who you're around, I don't want to be around them.
That's right.
But if you're 100% sure that okay, this is it, then you're gonna know. You know what I'm saying? But if you're just doubting it, just don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just don't go for it. You know? You can do it.
All right, this is Ecclesiastes 5 and 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord,
Kind.
and put not off from day to day.
Stop
Yeah,
procrastinating.
yeah, stop procrastinating, man. You know,
Be a man.
waiting around.
Real talk.
They girdle the loins like a man.
Yeah, be a man. Make a decision.
Make a decision,
Yay,
man.
nay, nay.
Yeah, you know,
Get sick and tired of this place.
you gotta be a quick mind, a
Take the word,
quick
get out of
judgment,
this
man.
place, man.
You
That's
know,
right.
And at this point of the of this journey for the Israelites, with so much works to be shown, so much history, you know, like we were speaking, you know, before we got on camera, me and another brother he's at another spot, you know, I can remember I came into this truth underneath a guy that was basically like a ex-GMS / anti-GMS guy,
right?
you know. But then through the spirit, I was in that spirit of research. So I searched out his works, you know, like myself, these brothers here. If you find our pages, you can actually go back. You could go to that top bar where it says the most recent videos, and you could do the flip side and go to the oldest videos.
Yeah.
You can actually put in work and actually go to the elders pages and see if they really stick it to their own doctrine, and where the changes were. Are you teaching what you was teaching today, what you were teaching years ago? And maybe why did you change it? Like that's being diligent. You know, a lot of you don't even want to put the work in. That's where the doubt is. When I made it up in my mind, already through faith, which was all through the spirit of YAHAWASHI, right? The mercy. I had did my diligence of who I was listening to, and I was listening to what he was teaching at that very moment, and I went back years and was listening, and I picked up on the changes, and I was like, something ain't right here. And I put, what does the scripture say? It says in what is that? 1 Corinthians? Romans, where it says mark them.
Oh yeah.
That cause that teach differently than this doctrine.
Yeah,
Right.
15 and 16.
15 and 16. All right, so I put the scope on it.
Yeah.
So all the works of GMS is out there.
That's right.
If we're rapists and you believe that we're rapists, hey, prove it.
That's right.
If we're pedophiles, prove it. But you can't. All right, but we can prove through works that he's changed his doctrine.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, he knows the name and he's teaching contrary to that.
Yeah.
We can pull up videos where Apostle Ricard and I forgot who was with him ran into Nate.
Yeah.
The phone conversation.
The brothers Zakar.
You see?
Zakar, I mean.
Yeah,
the brothers
yeah.
Zakar.
Done.
Ran into
So
him.
it's like if you can't make a decision, it's the reason you can't make a decision is because you haven't done your own research. And at the end of the day, that's not on us.
Oh yeah, no.
Because the scriptures say what? Work out thy own salvation with fear and trembling. You got to get this for yourself, man.
That's how it was, man, when I first came in the truth, man. It was like IUIC was sending tracts and stuff out, passing them out downtown to me because I was trying to search for the truth. And then I got to the house and looked at, Pastor Hart and them. It was like, man, they wrong with it, man. They all dressed up and all like, fancy.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want. That's what you want, man. Like you said, like straight true brother said, they didn't change up nothing. Still to this day, they taught what I had learned from them when I first got in to now, man. And it's advancing more.
It's advancing more.
It's not stuck there. Like, I'm gonna give it back to your brother. Nate, he only talk about he really goes into like so-called Negroes just being saved. Yeah, I mean that's what they aiming at. You know what I'm saying? And they all off and to a certain degree they right, but they all off and like going into the name.
They don't have the spirit.
They
Right,
They don't have the spirit. They too
And they're,
laid back.
they're into themselves.
Yeah.
Really. How they look.
Doing videos like
Yeah,
how to
doing videos. Yeah.
you got a
Those are
video
themselves.
like how to love your wife. Like, come on,
Yep.
man.
And another thing too, speaking on with this brother, I don't know what he said.
Yeah.
When I was out there, looking and searching, I knew that it wasn't J's in the Hebrew alphabet and E's.
Right.
And I was like, so why they keep saying Jesus Christ then?
Christ.
Right.
And then I saw the video when Nate was like, stop saying YAHAWASHI.
Oh yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, that should have been. That was a red flag.
Yeah,
flag.
yeah,
Exactly.
I was like,
Get that in Romans 15 and 16. I believe that's what it is. Because we keep talking about, we might as well,
Bring it out.
Yeah, 15.
bring it out, man.
Bring it out.
Because that's what separates us from the crowd. But it's not for We know what separates us from the crowd. That's why we here.
Con.
But for you people that are on the other side, and here it is, it's 2018, and you got a lot of men that they've been listening for years.
Right.
Is it HOI? Is it IUIC?
Can't-
Is it ISUPK?
Can't pop it.
Is it ITR? Maybe I'll just stay to myself.
I'll be my own count.
I'll be my own camp.
I ran across a lot of dudes out there like that too. They just said, "Oh, I don't need no teachers. You know,
Yeah.
I go by my own self, man. The Most High was with you."
Hey, well, that's all. The scriptures tell you in what Proverbs 11 and 14 that there's safety in the multitude of wise counsel.
That's right, man.
All right. So when you lean on your own understanding, you fall. Who gonna pick you up, man?
That's right.
You know. You got that?
Romans 15 and 16.
I believe so.
Some marked in that close division.
Mm-hmm.
That's try 16 and 17.
Yeah, con. Con. That's
16,
fine.
17. What?
All right, Romans 16 and 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine.
So like we all sharing intimate testimonies of how we got to the point that we're in by what? We heard little things and we was like, wait a minute, I don't know about that, man. Like, wait a minute, a year ago you were saying this, but now you're saying that. Wait a minute, they got a video of Nate that knows the name, but now it's Jesus. Wait a minute. So you taught at one point the mark of the beast was this, but now it's not that.
Right.
That should be a red flag.
Red flag right there.
Right. Now that what are they teaching now that the Most High and YAHAWASHI are the same entity? That's like the sheriff of the Catholic Church.
That's straight. Yeah, like the brother said, Catholicism. You know, they one entity. Okay.
Yeah, they pretty much a black church at this point.
They are.
Also have a damn fish fry now.
They might as well. You know, they celebrate their high holy days when they choose to. They don't follow according to, and they you know, which they don't go according to the moons. You know, so these are hardcore points according to doctrine that should be red flags for you. Like, you know, when you buy something and or matter of fact, you know, when you go to the was it like Jiffy Lube or somewhere you getting your car done, and they had that chart, and they had like the checks, like at this price, you know, you get this check. But then when you get further down, you start seeing X over here, checks all the way down. Now, see, for you all, you're supposed to have a list. What is their stance on the other nations? What is their stance on Esau? What is their stance on prophecy, the mark of the beast, salvation? You see what I'm saying? And when you start seeing, well, this group teaches something different than this group, then you should basically be in the spirit of, well, wait a minute. That's being wise, that's being a judge. You're supposed to weigh it on the scale like, nah, you know what? That ain't right. That's wrong. That's using wisdom.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Any more?
Yeah.
You know, that's what you gonna say?
Yeah, me and them in real life too, right? You were like, after I actually met y'all, I didn't see the spirit in them. You know, I was like, hey, where do you guys get garments? That's all I asked. I attended, I listened. Right. I knew that wasn't the name, so I was like, where do y'all get garments? And you know, they was like, just ask him. I don't know.
That's all.
That was, in my spirit, I was like, yeah, it is. And I've been stopped listening to him too.
Yeah, see?
They ain't got the spirit.
They ain't got the spirit.
Yeah.
You know?
If I can say something
Go
too,
ahead. Yeah.
and the name may seem like something real minute in the grand scheme of things, but you know, the name is very important.
All right. Well, you know what? If I could reword what you just said, is they
that think
make the name be minute and minimize it. But the scriptures throughout the whole scriptures, it's all about exalting the name. Right? Proverbs 30, Acts the 5th chapter, Acts the 4th chapter, you know, Revelation. It speaks about in my name. All right? I just bring it out.
This is Proverbs chapter 18, verse 10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous runneth into it, and is safe. All right?
Hey, yeah.
So if you're calling on the wrong name in that day, hey, you asked out, man.
They say it's a strong tower. You know, something that denotes a place of refuge or a safe place. You know, it didn't say like it's just a safe haven. You know, The name of the Lord is something that you run into, or you go to, or you rely on for your salvation to make you safe. Why are people down? Why is Jake downplaying the name like that?
Yes.
What is it about that name that you're afraid of?
Right.
You know, and I mean, the hell with whether or not Esau made you sell out. Whether you say it or not, at the end of the day, what makes you afraid to say the name?
Right. Well, the scriptures say the name is dreadful among the heathen.
You know?
Hey, that's right. Where's that in Galatians, the 2nd chapter? It describes some, Israelites as Gentiles, uncircumcised, and heathens. So you can count them as heathens.
Yeah,
it is dreadful to them. And you know what? If you ain't got if you ain't got the name, man, you playing Russian roulette with a full chamber.
Right.
Yeah, because the truth is comforting to us, because how we know that the name is real? Through research, the concourse, Strong's. You know that J wasn't created to the 1600s.
Right.
So we putting the puzzle together. We just filtering it. Romans chapter 8 verse 16. Spirit bear witness with our spirit. The Lord is waking up us out of that, putting us up in this dunghill and putting us up in the glory with YAHAWASHI.
That's right. When you start researching, look up the Hebrew alphabet. Abba, Gada, Hawazah.
Yeah.
All that is like, it sounds like English, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They changed it.
Right.
That's right.
That's how I knew. All right, so Yahweh, the Father, I know that. I know that's the name now. So it's not Jesus Christ.
And it's not Yahweh.
It's not Yahweh.
It's not Yeshua.
Now who?
Yahuwah. There's none of that.
None of that, right.
So I'm going to these brothers right here because they telling the truth.
That's right.
And that should be
That's the decision.
And what we're going through right now is we have it. So we're just presenting something to the world for you to question. You got to ask these questions. Hey, why is like you said, we're sharing, we all are sharing very similar testimonies of what we went through. Like, wait a minute. The Hebrew, it ain't got no E in it. It don't got no J in it. It ain't got no U in it. So that whole Jesus word, you can't, it's all the way out the door.
And then you also got archaeological evidence like the Moabite stone. You can go look that up, and it's got the name of the Lord written right on it.
Now,
Down in Mexico.
In Mexico,
Golden stone.
Was it some in Kansas?
Right, and that goes into the actual Hebrew characters, not so much the pronunciation, but
It's proof.
it's proof.
It's proof in the pudding, man.
Yeah, all right, and there's no, and it's not like the name, because you got guys that say the name is Ahia. Nah, when you look at the ancient relics, it's Yahawah.
I made a video too on that too. Jason A put this out. They bombed the prophet Jonah's tomb.
Oh yeah, I hear they talking about.
And then they found Isaiah writings and stuff like that. It was the Paleo Hebrew. It was the Paleo Hebrew.
Recently, right?
Yep.
Recently.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Hey, well,
I know.
I was watching, we just had the Passover, and I was watching with my daughter, The Prince of Egypt. And in the movie in The Prince of Egypt, when which is a cartoon, right? When they show Moses walking with the tablets, what was written on those tablets? The Paleo Hebrew.
In the movie? Yeah,
when he's walking. When you watch it, he's walking with the tablets. You see the Paleo Hebrew. You see like the X, and you see the different letters.
That's crazy.
So even Esau knows the Paleo Hebrew. He knows that that's the language.
Hey, Black
Right,
Panther.
and then speaking of that movie,
It did.
they showed you that in the Ten Commandments movie with Charlton Heston. Oh God, you know.
Yeah. Oh, they showed it in the other movie.
When he was reading that book.
The mummy. When the Hebrew
Yeah.
and then the Pharaoh looked at it, was like, I
And
can
he
trust
put the
you.
thing
'cause-
out, he put the necklace out, and they had the Hebrew on it.
They're gonna show Egypt was real too, and the Hebrew Israelites was us. Because
it
we
was
bringing
real.
it out right now, but they knew we were real. You know?
And even in movies, they'll show you that like these slave movies. What's his name? And then, Jesus. They'll force them to say Jesus,
They had a
Jesus
boat,
Christ.
the brothers brought out, they had a slave boat.
So the slave boat named Jesus.
Right?
All
That was the
factual points.
All
That we had
historical
just
points.
like we literally just was flowing in the spirit and bringing out factual points that you should ask these other groups these questions.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Now we give credit where credit's due. but they still trying to mingle in that Christ.
Yeah.
All right, we try our damn.
We abandoned that.
We abandoned that.
We abandon it. Like we don't have to say that. We don't have to say Christ and God. All right, when we read and we see God, we will say the powers, the Most High. All right, the Mashiach. You know, we got it all.
It's more live that way too. When you actually know the meaning of the words, you put the whole picture together that the Most High painted. Like, oh man, He is the.
You go back in
power.
time.
Like, yeah, He's the source of our energy.
You know, words have vibrations.
Yeah, it has
vibrations.
vibration. Oh, that's in Sirach, chapter 1. Yeah, the prologue.
Yeah, it says what? Matt Fix Mike.
The Hebrew has more force. Now I'm gonna hit you with this, right? You know, we're coming out of the Passover and the feast of unleavened bread, right? And during back at the time of the Exodus, okay, the name of the Lord. That's when the name of the Lord was made famous. So guess what, man? The Lord's going to make His name famous again and exalt His Son, the name of His Son. You know? So Yahawah and Yahawashi, both of those names are going to be exalted in these last days, man. Okay? When we get delivered and we're going through the trials and the tribulations and we finally get delivered to those chariots, man, we're not going to be screaming Yahuwah and Jehovah and the high-end Christ. We're going to be praising the name of Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, because those names are getting us through now, and they're going to get us through into the kingdom.
That's right. That's right.
You know?
Right.
You know how many millions of demons on this planet are screaming the name of Jehovah and Christ? All right?
You got white people calling on the name
Yeah.
of Yeshua.
Esau calls on that name, man.
It's not Jesus.
He took, and like brothers were just mentioning, he took over the world. He took over the world with the name of Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
No, man, the name of the Lord is Yahawah, and the name of His Son's name is Yahawashi, period, man. You know?
That's right.
And we exalt those names.
And if you can't receive that, then it's not for you to receive.
It ain't for you to receive.
Yeah.
Most I put a block on you, man.
But
Put
guess
you in
what?
deep
Your ass
sleep.
still gonna get caught up.
Can I get a scripture with you?
Yep.
You just Isaiah 29 and 10. That's one of my
Done.
favorite scriptures.
Yes,
Because that lines up with that Romans 8? You know?
Yeah.
Because I think Apostle Tahar did a video on that. You know, you niggas in like La La Land or something like that.
Fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right, this is Isaiah 29 and 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the Spirit. All right. This is Isaiah 29 and 9. Stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink.
Because you can get drunk on, you know, you can get a fine bottle of wine or liquor, and you can get drunk and you know it's gonna be a clean effect on it. Or you can go get a bottle of Listerine. You can drink that Listerine, it'll get you drunk.
Oh yeah, it should be.
But it's gonna be a whole nother effect on you. You know,
It's gonna be poison.
you know, the different batches of makeshift liquor. You know, you had people. I was watching Z Nation, and they was bootlegging and selling castor oil and antifreeze. Damn, niggas was drinking that shit.
God.
All right, so that's what you Israelites outside of this knowledge. You're drunk on all kind of makeshift chemicals, man.
Yeah.
All right, you know when you buy a fine bottle of liquor, you know back in the ancient days, but in the days when they was running bootlegging liquor. You had the 3 X's on the side of the bottle, and those X's represented the how many times it was filtered.
Yep.
Because you want all the impurities to be filtered out. You niggas is just you just drinking the shit part of the batch. You know the malt. Literally, that's what malt liquor is.
Wow, that was rough.
Malt liquor, malt liquor is actually the shit part of the draw. You know.
Leftovers.
Yeah, the leftovers, the unwanted part.
Yeah, that's why the Lord said, drink out of their own sentences. Proverbs,
Yep.
Proverbs chapter 5.
That's right.
15th verse.
Keep going.
All right, this is Isaiah 29 and 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers have covered.
And what is that in Sirach? Sirach 20. Teach it for fool.
22 and 13.
22 and 13. We can get that too.
I'm right
Yeah.
Yeah. Matter of fact, bring that up.
Gone. 22 and 13. Sirach Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 22 and 13. Tell not much with the fool, and go not to him that hath no understanding.
Because a fool is just anti everything. If you ever met a foolish nigga, you tell him, nah, do it this way. Nah, I ain't doing that. No, well, do it that way. I ain't doing that. Because a fool ass nigga just wants to do what the hell he wants to do because he's right or she's right in their own eyes. All right. So here it is. We telling you, no, drink this. This is some good wine right here. It's clean.
It's better for you.
It's better for you. Nah, fuck that shit.
You mean that MD 20?
Yeah, basically.
That's beautiful because we brought out that Proverbs 1. It says what? Turn ye at my reproof.
Yep.
We trying to correct. We trying to help you out. But you want to be a big ass know-it-all and don't know shit, according to 1 Corinthians 8 and 1, or 8 and 2, I think.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And now you're drinking that poison.
You're drinking that fuck shit.
That big boy.
That bullshit.
That 89-cent can of bullshit at the gas station.
That shit with the skull knife.
Can of beer about this big for $1.
For $1, man. Open that shit up, you pour it out, and smoke coming out of it and shit. You know?
And niggas love that shit.
And niggas, that's what niggas want.
Niggas love that shit, man.
I got a precept.
Can you finish?
Yeah, no, you done.
It says, beware of him, lest thou have trouble, and thou shalt never be defiled with his fooleries. Depart from him, and thou shalt find rest, and never be
Hey,
disquieted.
it said depart from him.
Yeah.
See, the Most High had us. Hey, this is the one of the few. I will say for the 5 years I've been in the camp. As far as a camp day, this is probably the best camp day I've ever had.
Peaceful.
Literally, the Most High has departed us from the fools, man. You know. All right, we just letting the word have free course. The spirit is flowing. All right, we not having to argue with a nigga about the word nigga.
Right.
Why you gotta say
Why you gotta say nigga?
First, like, simple nigga coming up eating a Philly cheesesteak and shit.
Right. We ain't doing none of that. No? Why you mad at a white man?
Right.
How you gonna rise up against
See?
That Jake was mad at him. Who was mad at Esau that one time, man.
Yeah, which one?
He probably went goddamn eat him like
Keep going.
I'm a nigga. Niggas is dumb. Like,
That's cool, nah.
Because, like, I was just talking on the side. I was like, a nigga will come up. And actually, a nigga did come up. It was like, why you gotta say nigga? And then I think Elder at Taza one match, oh, you a nigga? He's like, yeah, I'm a nigga. Why you worry about us saying nigga? Niggas is dumb. That's a fool, and that's what we
departed from that.
You know what I'm saying? So I really think it says, depart from him, and thou shalt find rest, and never be disquieted with madness.
Hey, keep going. I think keep going.
It says verse 14. It says verse 14. What is heavier than lead, and what is the name thereof but a fool? Verse 15. Sand and salt and a mass of iron is easier to bear than a man without understanding.
Yeah, and you niggas,
heavy-headed nigga.
yeah, you heavy lumped up nigga heads out there. You caused a lot of us to gain grades and be stressed the hell out.
Yeah.
Church got grades now because the niggas are nigga women.
You know, gotta go get a bottle after camp because you've been arguing and yelling at some niggas all day. All right, throat hurting, back hurting, kidneys hurting.
Yeah.
Your abdominal muscles hurting, your feet hurt. All right. So the Most High has departed us from that fuck shit, dealing with niggas, man. All right. Now go back to Isaiah. I'll hold this for you. Go to Isaiah 29.
Yeah, Con. Let me start at verse 9 again.
Now you go to 10.
All right, Isaiah 29 and 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and closed your eyes, the prophets and your rulers.
That ties in with Isaiah 6 and 9. Yeah, all right. He would fatten their hearts. Yep.
I was just thinking about that.
Make it their eyes heavy.
Yep.
So they see but they perceive not. When your son was younger, and you probably the same age now. You try to wake him up from a nap and he's sleeping. And you know, children had that like Yeah. You gotta rub their back. You know, like a child sleeps hard. Like you gotta smack him upside the head. You gotta sit him. You gotta stand him up on his feet. And he gonna lean. He put his face down in the bed and his ass in the air. You know. But you want us to move up?
Yeah, you can move up.
All right, come. But you know, as a child, a grown man. Listen, when you you hear the slightest noise in your house, you pop up. You like, oh, what's going on? Yeah. Cause that's a spirit of a man. See, children's spirits, they sleep through anything. Like I'm saying, I'm using a child as an example. Like my daughter, you wake up, baby. You gotta rub them on their back. You gotta get up. And then, yeah. Lean against you. You know, you pick them up. They went from the bed. They look around. They put their head on their shoulder. Nah, get up, baby. You gotta get up. It's time to get. And you might be like, nah, just let her sleep, man. But that's a spirit of a child. That's right. A man's supposed to, Hey, a man's supposed to be like a shark, man, and see one eye open, man. Sleep with your eyes open.
Well, if I can say, the scriptures talk about us being watchmen and being on our watch. You're always supposed to be aware. And what is that in 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter? Being sober, vigilant.
Vigilant, yeah.
So y'all both got it. Making a point. Yeah,
bring this piece up.
That's right.
This is Ecclesiastes 22:7. Whoso teacheth a fool is as one that glueth a potsherd together, and as he that waketh one from a sound sleep.
Yeah, it said one that glue a potsherd together, man. That's impossible, man. You got a vase that might be broken. How you gonna piece that thing together?
In 1,000 pieces.
In 1,000 pieces, man.
You got that one small piece. If you don't find that piece to put it on, water gonna leak right out the hole, man.
That's right. That's a nigga for you, man. You know, pointless. It's pointless. Leave it there, leave it alone, man. You know. Go ahead.
All right, verse 8. He that telleth a tale to a fool speaketh to one in a slumber. When he have told his tale.
And what chapter is that? That's what I was actually looking for.
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 22 and 8.
Hey, cut.
We start from the top again. It says, he that telleth a tale to a fool speaketh to one in a slumber. When he have told his tale, he will say, what is the matter?
Yeah, because the scriptures tell you what a child, basically children of fools. Like we're going into the fact of how a child is. Man, listen, you take a 3-year-old and you try to wake him up, it'll take a good 30 minutes to wake a child up. All right? But as an adult, like I said, we're using the example, us as men, us here, we all going through it. It didn't take us 3-4 years to wake up to the truth of us being Israelites. We heard it and we instantaneously, we popped up. We were like, oh shit. I know that's how I was in the spirit when I heard this truth. You know, and men was pushing that word hard, and it was then destruction and death and famine and New World. When I heard New World Order, when I heard it, I was like, New World Order, Illuminati, one world government. I popped up. I'm like, oh nah. Like okay, I was like, shit, it's happening. It happened today. It's going to happen today.
Yeah, it's going to go down.
We ain't just go back to sleep. Let me sleep.
I heard that one time and never look back, man. You got to keep going. You got to keep running. This thing is like what was the old NWA song, 100 miles of running?
Yep.
That's how you got to be, man. You got to be 100 miles running. Reach that 200-mile mark. You got to keep going until the Lord says stop, man.
That's right.
You know, this is it's more than a marathon or a decathlon and all of that. This is an endurance thing, man. You know? But the Lord can sustain you if, like brother was talking about, if you know the name, you know, if you understand the doctrine, you're watching the prophecies, if you're watching it and you have an inkling of an understanding of what's going on, you know, the power of the Lord can sustain you, especially if you ask for it. But these guys are not asking for it.
Right.
The reason YAHAWASHI, he talked about anything you ask in my name, I shall give you. You shall receive.
Yep.
Paul said the reason why ye have not is because ye ask not. You know, and when you do ask, you ask amiss. You ask about the wrong thing. Lord, please let our Passover be beautiful this year. The hell with a beautiful Passover. Just eat the lamb, eat the bitter herbs, right? Drink the wine, go over the scriptures and shut up, man, and stand back and watch the Lord do his thing, man. Be in awe and be in fear of the Lord. Because the times you're coming into, you're going to either be in awe and you're going to fear the Lord, or you're going to feel the Lord's wrath. That's what's getting ready to come upon 2/3 of our people. And that includes you Israelites, man.
That's right.
You know? All that game plan 2018 is over, man.
Yeah,
We ever see 2019, it's not going to be the same America, man.
It's gonna be whole,
It's going to be brothers, you know, the elect is going to be sustained by whatever means the Lord deems fit. But you people out there, oh man, you never, I don't tell her what the unemployment and the homeless rate of America is going to be by by damn October 2018 if we get there.
That's right.
Ain't no telling, man.
Hey, just in
Things
this year
are happening
alone,
fast.
how many major corporations have shut down?
Yeah.
100 stores,
Yeah.
100 stores.
Yep.
You know, what did we see first? We saw Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart. Yep.
We saw
Macy's.
Sam's,
Walmart,
Macy's,
Sam's, Macy's. Yep.
H.H. Gregg,
Yep.
Toys R Us,
Best Buy, I think,
Best
closed
Buy,
a bunch
yep.
of stores.
Yep.
Sears,
This is over.
Kmart, J.C. Penney's.
Barnes and Nobles. We could go down the list, man. All these major companies are shutting down in America. And guess where they moving to? Online.
Yeah.
They're moving online and overseas, man.
That's right.
You know, as far as distribution and things like that, America is
Export, import, export. Yeah.
America's been sucked dry, man, like the fatted cow that it is, man.
That's right.
Yep.
You know, America was a big fat cow. You know,
It's a cash cow.
yeah, it was a cash
yeah.
cow, big fat cash cow, and the others is out of milk.
Yeah, Esau got everything out of it he wanted to.
Yeah.
You brought it to my attention too. Like Pharaoh had the dream. He seen the fat cow, and the lean cow was skinny, and
Yeah, that was that dream. Yeah, that was that dream that that Joseph broke down.
Yeah, it's gonna be a famine over here.
Yep.
Hey, it's the same thing as the Lord said in Romans chapter 9. You harden Pharaoh's heart, it's harder than Esau's heart.
Hey, well, it's gonna be a famine, man. As you can see, the
Yeah.
famine of the word is in progress.
Yeah.
But hey, just like the brother was bringing out about these different stores, especially these different grocery chains like Kroger and you know, Publix and you know, these things are shutting down, so that famine of food is coming too.
I think it was an article that came out with that Whole Food. A lot of times, Whole Food shelves be empty.
Yeah, it'd be empty because of that system they have
The
set
system
up.
that they have set up where they're not necessarily just having food come in because the systems.
Because the humans don't do it.
Yeah.
The computers do it, and then the humans just get it off the truck because the system orders the food.
Yeah, because
It's
what
not a
happens when
man
you go
behind
to the counter, it's not a person. It's not like the old days where they had a old person go to the counter or the shelf and we have 10 cans of green beans. We need to order 20 more for next week. It ain't like that no more. So when you go to the grocery store and you go to you have your basket full of groceries and you go to the checkout line and you scan it, it lets the store know, oh, somebody just bought a bag of rice. We gotta resupply that bag of rice that just got bought.
So automated. Now.
It's automatic, you know.
Yeah.
So and so that's Esau trying to control the flow of food, right? Because back in the day, people were like, well, you know, it leaves room for human error. Well, now you might be anticipating, well, maybe next week this might be happening, so we might need a few extra of this.
Right.
Ain't doing that no more.
Right. And if somebody's only buying four bags, let's say 4 bags of rice get sold that day, right? And they don't restock the shelves until 3 or 4 days later, right? Or 4 or 5 days later. But then on that second day, people come in and they buy 20 bags of rice because the system already sent in. They might not restock that rice. So the next time there's a run like that, the shelves are empty. You know what I'm saying? You just may have that one particular day that throws the system off, and because the employees don't have to worry about it, then it's just not going to get ordered.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, it's you know, when there's no food.
Yeah, the system shut down. That's it. That's how it is on my job.
Yeah.
Warehouse job. Man, shit get backed up.
Yeah, either get backed up or it don't get. Yeah.
Hostile, frustrated.
Yeah. Like the brother Kashikwala was going into a week ago to oil. We know that the oil price is going to shoot through the roof. And what's going to happen? These truck drivers that bring the work, bring the food in, bring the supplies in for whatever it may be, and they're not going to work. They're not going to work no more because a lot of these guys that run these rigs,
They pay by their mile.
if they serious about their craft, then they actually own their truck.
Yeah.
They actually own their own truck.
Yep.
You know, and what happens? They got to pay for their own fuel.
Yep.
You know, and I got an uncle. Well, not really an uncle. One of my mother's cousins. Okay, and he drives trucks. And he was telling me this years ago. He was like, man, he spends like $10,000 a month in fuel.
Wow.
A month.
Wow.
Hey, and with that too, you know,
stepdad drives truck.
it's been a high demand for truck drivers.
Yeah.
And if you cease, okay, because you got the railroads, right, and then you got truck drivers, and if you cease the truck driving, it will really hinder America's economy. Because how does things get shipped? Was y'all brothers just talking about grocery stores?
Yeah.
Because truck drivers, how grocery stores get their stuff? Truck drivers.
Yeah.
How does the gas? Truck drivers. You know what I'm saying? And with that, the grocery stores only hold like 2-3 days worth of food.
That's right. Yep.
So if you quote the truck drivers because they ain't getting the correct pay or
And then truck drivers don't get paid shit no more.
They ain't making money.
That whole idea, like back in the day when, I want to be a truck driver, make $100,000 a year. That's a fantasy.
Yeah, so
well, real talk, the demand for it, they're gonna start paying.
Yeah.
Like we need y'all.
Yeah.
They're gonna start trying to pay.
But you know what it is? I'm gonna disagree with you.
Well, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
because see, with anything, you know, with supply and demand, there might be a high demand for it, but then it gives who's in control then, the employer. If 100 guys come in looking for a job, I can pick and choose. Now I can say, nah, you know what? You might only take this job for $40 an hour. Fuck it, this guy over here, he desperate, he hungry. He'll do it for 20 an hour.
Yeah, for 20, yeah.
So I'm gonna take him for the 20 an hour. Cause I had a nigga that was living with me, you know, and he started driving trucks, right? And they told me, you know how much he said he got paid to take a load from like Alabama to New York. Just guess how much he got paid for that run. Mm-hmm.
Damn.
$250.
What?
Cause see, with the programs, what they do is when they pay you by the mile, but see, you gotta have a CDL license.
Yeah.
And then sometimes these companies will have the programs. Well, what they'll do? Oh, we'll pay for you to go to school. We'll pay you to learn. They not just training you for the free.
Right.
They gonna take it out your check.
That's what they told me. I was actually
$250.
I was actually had an interview and they was telling me about trucks and stuff. And it was like, yeah.
Somebody get Isaiah 19. Go ahead.
You can go to this program where if you go there, they'll pay for everything. I said I don't want to do that. My mom was there, and they was like, yeah, we'll pay up front. And then they was like, okay, now you can do Class A, you get a whole bunch of opportunities, and you can start getting paid. And I was like, and it's funny how y'all brought that up. And I was talking to Brother Kashikwala about it too.
Yeah, it's Satan. Satan ain't gonna give you nothing for free, man. You know, so that's what it is. The guy told me, I was like, when I heard that, I was like, what the fuck? You telling me you got less than $300 to run a load from down south to New York?
That's crazy.
I told him, like, for that, I'll Uber.
Yeah.
Give me a car, give me a regular car, put me in a little 4-door Nissan Sentra.
You can make that.
And you can make that in a day and a half. It's gonna take you about a day and a half to get from here to New York with a rig. Cause they put stipulations on it. Same thing with Uber now. You gotta wait stations, traffic.
You might just pay your $15, $20 and go through the toll and
sightseeing.
That's all he
Yeah,
was
he
doing. He got paid.
He got paid to do this. He basically did.
All you can really say is,
I 95.
I've been in New York.
Yeah.
Right.
He just got a New York T-shirt. That's all he got to do.
I love
A little beanie.
Yeah, a little beanie. You know, got
ball on top.
a slice of pizza.
Yeah, man. It's
You
real
know?
fun,
The
man.
past 2 Philly got a cheesesteak and then went back home.
That's it. You got that?
Nigga.
I'm gonna start at verse 14. This is Isaiah 19 and 14. The Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof.
Now the perverse spirit that we're focusing in on right now is at one point, people was making money back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, hand over heel. A hand over palm, as a hand over fist, as they say. You know, money was just flowing. You know what I'm saying? Like I worked on houses for a while. And them carpenters and stuff of that, you talk to them, they was the 80s and 90s.
They was making money.
They was making money. They was making $100,000 a month.
Yeah.
Some of them. You know what I mean? If they was booming. Nowadays, shit, they lucky if they can see $1,000 in a month. Truck drivers, they was making big time money. And you know, I'm gonna say this, and you know, that's how you know that America's finished too. Drug dealers was making money.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You hear a lot of people, they say they wish it was the 90s. They wish it was the 80s. Why? After Big Meech, that was it. You know, what's that nigga that was with T.I., Alpha Mega?
Oh, yeah,
He did it. There was a documentary on him, you know, and he was saying, you know, back in like '89, he said, man, it was nothing for him to. He was making $26,000. Now that might not seem like a lot of money today, but like, hey, if you see $26,000 in a day or in a month back then, shit, that's a lot of fucking money. You see what I'm saying? 20, but now these drug dealers, your big boy drug dealers, they aren't making no money.
You're not making it.
Now, if drug dealers aren't making money, you as a commoner, tax-paying citizen, you ain't making shit, man.
But it goes to show you that, like, the opiates, which are owned by the pharmaceutical company, those are the dope boys now.
That's the real trap boys.
Hey, you know what's crazy?
Well, what they did was,
You know what's crazy? Trump, his last, State of the Union address, he said he was gonna make opioids or whatnot cheaper.
Oh, he
and
did,
more,
yeah.
and more affordable.
Yeah.
well, yeah. And then when you look at this, y'all remember like a month or two ago when they was talking about how America was like basically like everybody was basically overdosing. It was overdosing off of the opioids. Yeah. You know. You know, all these people are dying off of these opioids. That's because what Esau's doing is he's taking the money off the streets and he's taking it back. Because it always came from the companies, but you always had that street business. But if Esau, the fact that he wants to change society to his new world order, he has to take money, that free flow of money off the hands of these drug dealers. And these companies are taking it back and say, you know what? We can do it ourselves. And that's what they're doing.
Yeah, them niggas like Rich Porter, Frank Lucas, you know, the Esau like nah, Freeway Rick Ross.
Yeah.
You know, these guys are infamous in the world of drug dealing. You know, and when you hear their stories, you be like, God damn, man, it was making $1 million a day. Back then, when money was worth something, that was real money.
Yeah.
Jake now, listen, man, I can speak from known individuals, man. I know niggas that might make 30,000-40,000 a week and live and don't really be living no life like that.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Haggai 1 and 6.
Cost of living.
Oh, yeah.
It says, ye have sown much, but bring in little.
That applies to everybody. That applies to everybody. All you trap niggas. All right, because you know you got trap niggas that
Don't go to sleep.
that don't go to sleep and they ain't making no money. They making no money. All they doing is just taking penitentiary chances. That's all they doing.
There's one cat at my job.
Man,
You
don't
know,
make
this cat
shit.
named Daddy that rap, right?
Mhm.
And he was like, him and his father. I think they used to work for construction or something like that. But he was like, them niggas in the rap game don't make money, man. If nigga working like a 40-hour job, he's getting paid the same thing.
It's all relative.
Yeah.
Because you see these rappers and he be like, yeah, he making $30,000 a show. He got to pay He got to pay for the crew, the
producer,
producer, the
the
DJ,
label,
the label, the lighting, the engineers, the lighting engineers. You know,
the venue.
you know what? When they travel from venue to venue, they have their own DJ. They have a engineer that'll come in and make sure the mics is on point, the sound is on point, the lighting. They gotta pay for the. You know, it's a lot that go into it. You know, like you said, that's a beautiful point too. These rappers ain't making no money.
These athletes.
Why you think they gave Steph Curry $240 million?
Yeah.
You think because he's worth $240 million? No, because of inflation.
Yeah.
It's worthless money.
Yeah.
Now you hear who's the next guy they talking about signing? They might sign a big contract next year.
I can't remember it.
Oh man, now is it Isaiah Thomas might sign a big contract. Or somebody, whatever. Any of these players, they all now all of a sudden everybody getting $200 million.
Hey, I remember a couple years ago in the NBA, they was giving like some average players like Mike Conley got like
he got
$2 million. You know, even
because it's worthless money.
That shit look good on paper. You ain't
Hell
really
no.
making that much.
You know.
Yeah, finish that. We're gonna go back to Isaiah.
Haggai 1:6. Ye have sown much, but bring in little.
Yep.
Eat, but ye have not enough.
And you know that's a that money system is a stronghold on Jake, man.
Yeah.
Because Jake be in the spirit of they want it, so it's like, man, fuck it, I'm a grind, man, grind. You gotta get out here and you gotta get it. But then it's like, but you ain't getting shit. Like, what? You just out there.
Just out there. Like you said, penitentiary chances, man.
You just out there.
It's because you say they talk should be like the ox, because the ox is always working. Jake want to be, he wanna be working all the time.
Jake just want to work, man. I work. Fuck that. I sleep when I die. You know, niggas always got these catchy sayings,
Quotes and shit.
but you ain't seeing nothing.
Right. Jeremiah chapter 2 and 14.
Who was the famous one? Antoine Walker.
Oh man.
Antoine Walker's flat broke.
He is finished.
Vin Baker, he's finished.
Flat broke.
Vin Baker.
Hey, there's a special on if you can find it on Vin Baker finished, man.
Supersonics.
Yeah, Supersonic Bucks. You know, we played for the Bucks too, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know, with the players, that's funny you said that. Vin Baker. These guys is finished, man. There's a special on ESPN, 30 for 30. And they was going into these players being broke, man. They said that roughly like 75% of all professional athletes after 3 years of retirement are flat broke.
Look at that lifestyle that he lives.
And you always bring up
That's why they always come back.
Vince Carter.
Oh yeah.
Like why the hell is he still playing?
And Vince Carter don't want to play no
That's
more,
why I say,
man.
he wasn't like he came back. Same thing with
You know?
with who else did that, man? They
Played forever.
Vince Carter was one.
He was playing for a long time.
Shit, Dirk Nowitzki's going on 20 years. This is his 20th season.
Jason Terry.
Jason Terry, yeah.
Old as hell.
Jerry Stackhouse ass. About 25 years.
That nigga gotta hop in the ice tub.
Real shit.
For every team
Can I get one?
imaginable.
Because we was talking about how niggas be like, because I was just thinking, this is Drake's song. He was like, I don't take naps because me and the money are way too attached to going through that. I'm like, all right, nigga, I'll take me a damn nap. So with that, can you get
That's his song.
Psalm 127 and 2? Psalm 127 and 2. Because, you know, hey, it is not worth, like, you know, how worthless this money is. It's not worth to lose your rest. Your so-called rest, if you know what I'm saying.
That's right.
You got that, brother?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Psalms 127 and 2. It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat bread of sorrows, for so he giveth his beloved sleep.
There you go. So it's vain to rise up early, so we gotta wake up at 5. Some brothers gotta wake up 5 in the morning. Look, these athletes.
Yeah.
I wake up 4 in the morning. I'm in the
1,000
gym,
shots.
shooting 1,000 shots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to be broke in 3 years after you retire, giving up your sleep.
He broke now, man.
Yeah. Shit, like we said, that's why he's selling the weed.
Watch on Vlad TV. They interviewed John Sally, and John Sally was talking about when he first joined the league back in the day. He was like a top draft pick, got his money, and basically you do all he played it smart He wasn't like these other niggas that they got their first check. I'm gonna go get the big boy a Rolls Royce and all that shit. He kept he kept it simple. But you know, even though he kept it simple in his first year, he still had to go to his agent and get a $100,000 loan. He basically said that when he broke it down, like you were saying earlier, when he broke down how much money he actually had, his budget every month. This is you're talking about a top player in the league playing for the Pistons. You know what I mean? He was a top draft pick out of Georgia Tech. You know what I'm saying? He said his budget was basically $4,000 a month. That's principal at a high school money. That ain't even doctor money. Right. That's really low level money in this society. These players, these people that you people chase after as your I want to be like him. Like Jay-Z. You think Jay-Z? You really think Jay-Z wants to go on tour in his 50s? Right. Why hasn't Jay-Z? Hey, in reality, if I had $100 million to my name, he should be disappeared. Jay-Z should be like, fuck it, I got the bag. I'm going to South America, and I got Rock Nation flowing. I got all these businesses flowing. I'm dipping the hell out.
That's how you really know if someone's wealthy. That's how you know if someone's really wealthy.
You still see it.
If you got privacy. That's how you know someone's wealthy. If they ducked off.
Beyonce.
Like these elite. They're wealthy. That's wealth.
That's the difference between being rich and wealthy.
Privacy. You know what I'm saying? They have to be out in the public eye.
By choice, because they broke as hell. You got any more to that?
It was a little bit.
On the brother's piece.
No, his
was done.
It say, ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe.
Because Esau's society is really built on always changing. Like if you buy a house in 2000, like for instance, if you bought a house in 1990, the house was designed according to what was in 1990. So what happens? 10 years later, you got an outdated kitchen. Like that's how Esau worked. It went from white appliances. Remember everybody's house had the white stove and the white refrigerator, the white microwave and shit. Then what happened? Then it went to black. Everybody had the black refrigerator, the black stove, the black microwave. So now you feeling all like, damn, my house is lame as hell, man. Like I got these white appliances and shit. Look at my counter. My countertop is white, and everybody doing marble or granite. You know. Then what happens?
The state of the art.
And that's how Esau works. It's always the same. Same thing with a car. You'll bust your ass for that 2018 Cadillac Escalade, but I promise you by 2020 you're gonna look lame as hell in it.
Big rims, spinning.
Like every decade it changes.
Not even every decade. Literally every 3 to 4 years.
Every 5
they
years.
already done changed. They done changed the body style to the Camaro. They just changed it. The Charger just changed. The Challenger just changed. Now you probably was clean as hell in 2006. You was a shit. You probably got all kinds of pussy. Now bitches is like,
he got the old. He got
the
last year's.
you know. You're like, ew.
Is that a 2010?
Yeah. I wouldn't be caught dead in that.
Is that a 2010?
That is. Oh. But that's Esau. That's what the scriptures is going into, because that's how Esau works his system. Because if you buy a house and it's just clean and cool for forever, Esau can't make money in his Home Depot. He can't make money in his Lowe's. He can't make money in his furniture depots and all that shit. So now everything changes. Same thing with clothes. You know, remember? Hey, I tell you, hey, you know what? You know what? For me, and I kicked myself in the ass behind this. We were talking about this a while ago. Remember, 2003, 2004, jerseys was hot. Throwback jerseys. You know, all that shit was hot. So you be like, everybody was cool. Like, yeah, you know, I got my jersey. 3 years later, hoes say I don't do jerseys, I do button-ups. Niggas is throwing away jerseys and shit. Throwing away hats and shit.
Where'd you get your nice polo button-up?
See, now where we at now in 2018? Everybody wearing fucking jerseys and snapbacks. You see what I'm? And starters. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how Esau works. He keep you always in a loop, chasing. Because you only hot for a second.
You on the hamster wheel.
They get your original North Face coat. You know?
Yeah. It's only hot for a second.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna do with the chip, credit cards. Oh, it's gonna change.
Oh yeah, you still got the cards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Still swiping debit? Still got paper money?
That's what they
You still got
say.
Apple Pay?
A guy said that to me.
Yeah.
A guy said that to me at my job. He was like, "Oh, you guys still accept cash?" Said it straight out to me. I was like, "Yeah, I know, but soon not." I was boosting up the chip to his ass. I was like, "Fuck it." I was a spokesperson for the
I
chip.
think Martin, before the summer start, they gonna start scanning your phone or something.
They're getting away from them cards.
They say
Yeah, Martin did say
it's no
yeah.
longer be used.
Yeah. And it's funny, I went to Quick Trip the other day, and I had my card with the chip in it, right? So I'm looking to insert my chip, but the swipe machine said chip reader coming soon, and I was like, damn,
And you know what?
I think I ain't got the chip reader yet.
And you know, it's something behind that with Quick Trip, man, because Quick Trip, all Quick Trips here in the South, all of them say that chip reader not available, and it's like, every last one of them.
Chick-fil-A.
Mhm.
Every time I go in Chick-fil-A, I gotta swipe. I have to swipe. There's no, and it's like the regular, like everybody else, they got to go check. So it's like, no, swipe it. Don't insert the chip.
Y'all ain't got no money to upgrade and stuff. Like,
Gas stations is
Chick-fil-A.
like
Because certain companies are just go straight from the
They gonna
hand.
go straight to the chip, man.
Go straight to the hand wave transactions, man.
Hey, remember like
Everybody want Chick-fil-A.
Hey, remember like the Simpsons?
Yeah.
When
On
Burns,
Sunday.
Burns, then he didn't have enough money to get into the elite club. I think he only had $999 million.
Oh, so he had to have one more.
And he had to have
had
one more meal.
to get up there.
But if he had that meal, he would have been saved. All the peons was fucked up and everything. That's how these companies gonna be. These companies racking up all of their stuff and they closing down
Oh, yeah,
to
the
save enough
Simpsons,
money
man. Yeah.
to the point where they can hide out just like the elite doing already. But they can't get in that hot club.
Hey,
Say that in the movie 2012.
Yeah, go back to go to 2012. That's a good one. Go back to Isaiah.
All right, this is Isaiah 19 and verse 14. The Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof.
And perverse means backwards. Because like what we were speaking on was when everybody was like the good old days. You know, it was a time where college, you know, Esau had it where what? You graduated high school, you went to college for four and a half, 5 years, you graduated, you were promised a job. It wasn't no worries. You didn't.
That's how it was when our parents were growing up.
If you graduated high school or you graduated college and there was a
Gotta-
job waiting on you.
You get a job in that, and what you went to school for.
That's it. It wasn't no
That's
3,
how my
4
dad was.
years. You got people that graduated in 2006 still looking for a job.
Yeah.
You know,
at Domino's.
working at Domino's. You know,
Or
working
Uber.
servitude. You know, they say most of these the service industry is people with college degrees, man.
There's Valente said that. He said the only jobs that are available now is housekeeping jobs. Real jobs like manufacturing jobs and stuff.
Service jobs.
Like the
Yeah,
job
because they shipped overseas.
that's a real job.
Right, huh?
You know what I'm saying? They don't have
That shit don't exist no more.
And you can go on YouTube, you see people burning they master's degrees, man. The different degrees. Really, this shit is worthless, man. I can't get no job with this.
I wasted 6 years of my life.
6 years. And
Let me say this, man.
in debt.
It's like
Homeless.
this goes to show you that you have to watch and understand how society moves, man. Because because you know, as you analyze what's going on here in America, you can see its downfall. You know, you people are blind. Like, I mean, we're reading the scriptures and we're doing our best. We're using personal experiences, you know, and we're doing our best to edify and bring you what we understand. You know, the best way we can, so you'll understand what the Lord is doing here. Because a lot of people, they're stuck in that same world.
Yeah.
Right now, as we speak, they're stuck in that world, and a lot of people are looking to get out. Like, what is left there? What's going on here?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You got people that watch Joe Salente.
Yeah.
That you know, that pay attention to the trends. You got trends. Trends is more.
They're in too deep.
Yeah, trends of the trend of America is actually like you got that graph. You know where it spikes up. The trend of America is going down, man. It's going down, and we're reading about it now in Isaiah the 19th chapter.
That's right.
The Lord's put this perverse backward spirit on America, you know, because what's backwards? It's not backwards. It's not going towards.
Right.
Forward is going backwards.
That's right.
It's declining.
And if I could say to add to what you're saying, that's messing up these American people because for a lot of men and women, you know, that are of a certain age, they put all their momentum is going in this direction. And it'd be hard. Like if you notice with a car, if you're driving a car, hey, you could be going 80 miles an hour. And just because you hit the brakes, that don't mean you're gonna stop, because even though you hit them brakes, you got energy. It's energy. It's the momentum of that energy that's flowing 80. That's why if two cars collide if you collide in a car going 40 miles an hour, you got 40 miles of momentum that's gonna hit that car. You see what I'm saying? So just because you hit the car, yeah, your car stopped, but all that energy that was in your car, it's shift into that car. And what we trying to do, or what we did through the Spirit, is we was able to actually hit the brakes and realize it changed direction.
Well,
these
we
people
saw the
can't do
stoplight
it.
ahead.
That's right.
They can't see the man. You people here, you can't see the stoplight ahead. You know what I'm saying? We see the stoplight ahead, and we're pressing the brakes and we're slowing down. You can't see the stoplight ahead. You see the yellow light, and you're trying to go through it. And what happens? Another car comes from another direction, and boom, crash.
It's a Mack truck.
Yep, a damn Mack truck with a damn 2-ton load on the back, man.
With explosives.
Yeah, you know, and it's carrying C4 explosives. You know, nuclear explosives.
Now you watch the cartoons, they had like the box say TNT
On it,
dynamite.
It's what it's carrying, a flatbed of a car, damn box of TNT, man.
Goddamn,
and you had it right for it. Acme Labs. And guess who's driving? Wiley Coyote.
Wiley Coyote's driving this shit, man.
He's drunk as fuck.
He's drunk as hell.
High on meth.
And he got the road runner on the passenger side.
That's right, man. That's right.
Keep going. But, keep going. That's the point, man.
Isaiah 19 and 14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof.
Every word.
That's right.
So you have Jake out here, they want to transition from this. I want to go do that.
Start this business.
I'm going to start this business. Listen, whatever business you start, it's not going to work.
That's in the curses.
Even if
It's in the curses.
Listen, I don't even want to say it's going to last. It's not going to work.
It ain't gonna work.
Through at this point, you know. The only thing that's working right now is prostitution.
I was just about to
Hey, well, you know the old saying, prostitution is the world's oldest profession.
That's the only people that's winning in this world right now are these whores. These whores.
They say hoes be winning, man.
The hoes are winning.
It's like trickle down to the butt of bottom of the totem pole, so to speak.
Yeah, the scum of society are the ones that is reigning supreme.
Yeah, these hoes is the only ones winning. They the ones that's taking, they the leeches. They taking a little bit of money out of these Instagram hoes with their cam sodas, their private snaps, charging niggas $30 a month. Neck pal, OnlyFans. You see it in the bio.
Just like you said at camp that one time. Fuck them, then I get some money.
That's the image.
And it pushed out, man.
Yep, that's that Cardi B. Fuck them, then I get some money. You know, prostitution. Hey, and I'm gonna hit you with this. You know, you got niggas that are whoring themselves out too. You got a lot of them. It go both ways. You gotta listen. The struggle is real out here. No, but you know what? You thinking in your mind? You thinking men is selling ride to women. Women don't ever gotta buy ride. All right, men is buying ride from other men. It's a sick world we live in. All right, because it's the, you know, when I met an Edomite one time, and you know what else is making money too in this world right now is anything that takes advantage of you. So who's making money? The pawn shop, because people fall on hard times and it's like, I need to pay the rent, so take my TV. Cash advance.
$800 TV, they give you $75.
Yep.
GameStop.
Anything,
Motherfuckers.
Anything that takes it, that's taking advantage of you.
Cash for
is
gold.
making money right now.
Or
But there's no
gold
that's
for
why
cash.
we said it's not even about it working. It ain't about it. It's not about lasting. It just ain't gonna work. Because if you're not gonna set up something in this day and age that's in the spirit of basically fucking people over, it ain't gonna work.
and I was catching the bus. This dude from the water station. Well, he was a bus driver. And he told me that he's gonna go for another position. And he was like, man, in order to get he said, man, in order for you to make it in the real, man, you gotta rat somebody out or
fuck somebody over.
Yeah.
Fuck somebody over. That's exactly,
You gotta fuck somebody over.
Yeah, there's no way you can't make a legitimate living doing, legal.
By the book.
By the book, yeah. You gotta,
Hey, because why? This is the spirit of the world.
That's right.
That's how Esau got his riches.
That's right.
Fucking the world, fucking everybody over.
Yep.
Fucking the nations over, the people of the nations over. Okay? The devil didn't come but to rob, steal, and kill.
Yep, that's right.
Okay?
everybody following you.
Keep going.
All right, continuing on, it says, and they have called Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit.
Hey, like you ever see a man on a job, and he's trying to paint, and he drunk as hell. He can't keep that straight line. He all over the place. He dozing off and
Drop the paintbrush.
right. He's all over the place, and that's what we speaking of. America is literally that drunken man. Every time, like, and you see it on a low level. You see it with niggas. Niggas always got 1,001 quick ways to get some money, and all 1,000 don't work. You know how many niggas? You know how many niggas right now took their tax money and thought they was gonna flip it?
Yes.
And ended up worse. You know how many niggas, you know how many niggas bought, you know how many, we were talking about drugs, you know how many niggas took their tax money and bought drugs to sell and didn't make no money off of it? All right? And if you a person and you have any experience around drugs, it ain't no money on that drugs no more, like the brother just said, Big Meech. If you understand, if you was here, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with the world. Hey, it was a time in there with, man, I remember 2007, 2008 in Atlanta. Hey, man, ounce of weed was like $600-700.
Hey, he had his exotic animals.
Right, because he was controlling the market. So niggas was making he was making money crazy back then.
They was rubbing shoulders with the mayor.
Right, because it was so much money flowing. Nowadays, I'm gonna hit you with this. Nowadays, if you go to your local drug dealer and you try to go get an ounce of weed, you might get it for $200.
Yep.
$250. That shows you the drop in money. Niggas ain't making money.
Right. No, so you got any feds magazine.
Right. Niggas ain't making money no more.
They got all this supply. So they lower the prices to get it off, and then they get it shit back in. Because guess what? They getting it for cheap. They damn selves.
And these niggas that sell, and like we said about with drug dealers, man. Like we said, the brother we just read in Haggai 1. I know Haggai 1 and Psalms 127 and 2. Same thing. Hey, if you sell weed, listen, man. You got niggas hitting you up all the fucking time. Niggas hitting you up. Niggas hitting you up to buy from you 24 hours. That's it. When you in that life, literally, you on call all the fucking time.
So you gotta have two.
And niggas is always either on the way to you, or if you afraid of people coming to you, you always on the road. You always gotta pull. Hey, meet me over here. I'm over here. I'm outside. I'm over there. How the fuck is that? That ain't no lifestyle. But you know what? You know why? But you know why that's happening? Esau's flooding the streets with these drugs. So why? He can come in with his legal dispensaries. Have you come into his dispensary? You're like, hey, why go through the trouble?
That's why he's passing.
He's making it legal. Come to my dispensary. See that? But that's perverse. Esau got how many people sitting in jail right now because they sold weed. They was selling weed a couple years ago, but now Esau is the biggest drug dealer in the fucking world right now.
It's a takeover.
It's a takeover.
It's a takeover, and that's the plan. Now we're talking about it on a small scale where Jake can relate to. You know, Jake can relate. It is, you know,
macro
right?
and micro.
Macro. Yeah, but on the macro level, this is Esau's plan for his new world order. They show this all the time in movies, you know, like how they do this. But this is basically Esau being, he's like the Joker in Dark Knight Rises, man. He's coming in. He doesn't care about what this gang is doing. He's sitting in a meeting. He said, look, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. You're gonna get your portion, but you gotta pay me.
That's right.
Right, and then eventually, what he's gonna do? He's gonna burn it all and start over again. And guess what? You can't do nothing about it because he's in control of your resources.
That's right.
That's why these other nations are mad, because they're drunk off of what America's promised them.
Jeremiah
Right?
51.
Yep, they're drunk off of what America's promised them. Okay? And then when everything goes sour, Esau's gonna be there to basically come in, swoop in like Superman and save the day. Okay, well look, you got use my market of the beast chip system. You're gonna have to use my Monsanto seeds. You're gonna have to use my mines that is producing this ore for this product.
My
You're gonna
troops to protect it.
Use my troops. You're gonna have to use my logging facilities, for your textiles and things like that. So all these natural resources, Esau's grabbing them up left and right, but the nations are giving it to them. But they're drunk. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. See, that's
But when they sober up, and guess what? The Spirit of the Lord is the one pulling it on nations like Russia. These nations are sobering up. Joel the 3rd chapter, they're sobering up.
Yeah,
And they getting ready to start smashing, man.
Yeah, that's right.
That war's
They
getting
go
ready
to
to happen.
that video with the brother made about Costco
That's beautiful. Yeah, come.
about the purpose kit
Oh,
and how
yeah,
he said
yeah.
the money is not counted for, like people dealing money, so Esau can't tax them.
Right,
They
right.
can't
Yeah,
get a
come.
hold
You
on
said
it.
that in the video, yeah?
Yeah, now it's like going into what you were saying. Like now it's like he's gonna put everything into the chip where he's controlling everything. He's gonna burn that money away.
Yeah,
You
come.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he gonna force you
Yeah,
to take that shit.
yeah, if he got currency.
He's changing the system. He's flipping everything. It's his system in the first place.
It's the beast system.
But see, he planned this so many centuries ago. The people, it's too late. You're playing a game.
You're already sucked into it.
You know, and you're a puppet, and the strings were attached from the get go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's at a point to where
It's too late.
Yeah, it's too late.
Ride
And
this
now
wave.
Yeah.
Until the Yahawashim Yah shut it.
Yeah, because Esau's getting ready to pull the strings. You know, he's getting ready to pull the strings on these nations. That's why Europe and NATO. So that's why the European Union is so fucked up.
Yeah.
That's why that's so fucked up over there. Because they made a league with this whore, Babylon the Great.
Yeah.
And that cup is damn empty now.
Just like the princes, they got locked up.
In Saudi Arabia. Because they were seeing the strings that their fathers had from America, and these young princes now, they're like, nah, man. You know, these young Ishmaelite Arabian princes, they're waking up to America's bullshit too.
Yeah.
So what are they gonna do with that oil? That's why you got Russia coming in doing these back deals with them.
Yep.
You know, with Iran. You know.
Because you know why they're cutting their losses with America.
Yeah.
Because it's
cutting a lot.
Yeah, because you know what happens, like you're saying, is that what ends up happening with people is like Esau is the ultimate Debo. You know? It's like Esau is the ultimate Debo.
He's just fucking
Because it's like you go to him, it's like Esau he's quick witty with the tongue. He tells you, listen man, you let me hold this, and I promise you a 50% return on your investment.
Esau's the ultimate jokester.
He is, he's a finesse king.
He's a finesse king.
Yeah.
You know, because what happened? See, why? You know what? How did he do that? He sold his debts to China. He sold his debts to Japan. You know, and what is that debt? These countries, they're gonna want to cash in. They're gonna want they're like, listen, man, you owe us $100 trillion. You know what episode showed you that? The last episode of Boondocks. Remember they were playing that they waged all of the world's riches and shit on that kickball game.
Oh yeah.
Remember that? Remember that episode?
Yeah.
You had the Chinese guy with one slur, which one slur was like
the elite.
it was like the elite. He was like David Rockefeller or one of them.
Wasn't the dude on the name of Rothschild?
His name was Rothschild.
Yeah, Rothschild.
Yeah, he said it when he said his name.
Yeah, Rothschild. Yeah.
And they waged that. They waged it. Because China went to him, and the guy from China went to him.
He had the debt.
He was like, hey, we need it all. Remember, one slur was he split all of it.
He did all of it. Yeah.
And he was like, wait a minute, maybe there's something we could work out.
Yeah.
What did he say? What did he say? Because drunk. Like he said, that Gook was drunk. He was like, how's the gambling? Remember he asked him how was the gambling?
Yeah, because that's their thing, man.
And then what? They waged it on a fucking kickball game.
Kickball game. Yep.
That's what's happening right now.
Yep.
That's why you know what, that Olympics, those winter Olympics is something happening over there, man.
Well, that's why America doesn't want North Korea and South Korea getting together, because North Korea is over there telling South Korea, look, we're brothers. They're doing some deep internet. They're mingling with each other because they know who they are, man.
It's a one
and
team.
they're moving away from the West, man.
Yeah.
They don't want to do it. And South Korea is in abundance underneath the West. North Korea's like, nah, look, man, we got our system. Yeah, we got deals with Russia. Because they don't really want to do. All these other nations, that's on Psalms the 2nd chapter. All these other nations, they want the birthright that Israel got.
Yeah.
It's not just, it's not really Esau he's fighting to keep his birthright. But the other nations, they see him falling. And they were like, well, look, if we could take what Esau's got, we're good. But who are they not counting on?
They're counting us out.
They're not counting on us, man. You know?
Yeah, that's right.
But going back to the point, look, man, they don't want to see these strong alliances, man, come together. Because with strong alliances, it means they're a threat to their position, man. And Esau doesn't like his position.
I think there was years ago they kind of spoke. I don't know how true it was. You had like the Chinese, like they had their own like Illuminati. I think it's like the White Dragon. White Dragon.
Yeah, White Dragon Society. White Dragon Society.
These other nations, they got their own. They have the elite. There's an elite of the Moabites. There's an elite of Ammon. They have their own elite, and they see the top of the summit.
And they see how it works now too.
Yep. They're not simpletons like the rest of you niggas. You know, you niggas, you fight against your own elite, which is us.
Yep.
Cause we all at the top of this summit. You got the elite of Israel. We at the top. You got the elite of Edom, the elite of Ammon, Moab, Japheth, the elite of Ham. We're all at the top of this summit, and we're all really playing that. We're all playing that game right now. But like you said, nobody is putting their money on us.
Right.
They got their special forces.
Yeah.
You know, like how one slur he brought in, he was like, remember they had the
they had that big
CIA come in.
Yeah.
You know, one slur in the gook side, he's like, yeah, he's 12.
Yeah, he had that Chinese.
He was all brolic and shit.
He had that big old ass nigga, man. Talking about he's 11 and 12.
He's 12, and here's the birth records.
Yep.
You know, that's what's going on. But see, the elite of these other nations, like the brothers going into, is they want their run.
Yep.
These other nations know, like just Esau knows that listen,
They
they understand slavery's coming to their ass. They understand that too, and they want to stop the prophecy too. But you like these niggas we say, what do these niggas say? They want to take the white man down. We not just okay. So you take the white man down. Now what? You think his goops just gonna lay down?
16 other nations you gotta worry about.
You win. You got it. You got it. This ain't fucking Wakanda, man.
It's a reincarnation too, because Moab, the other nation trying to do that back then, was under their captivity. They said, baby, some curses.
Yeah. Well, that was Ishmael. Sent for no, it was Moab sent for the Ishmaelites, man, to see that trance.
Right.
You know, because the other nations were always trying to get a portion of the Lord. They wanted what Yahweh was giving Israel, so they thought, well, if we could curse Israel and have them to go off, then the Lord would see fit to put us up there.
Right.
That's why these gooks they sell. They make sure to sell you abominable foods. You think you eating a chicken plate and it's dog.
Yep.
You know, all these nations do that shit to us.
Yeah.
Well, what's that in Judith, 5th chapter?
Beautiful.
Just making read that real quick.
Yeah, go on.
It speaks about basically these nations know, man.
Oh yeah. Judah 5 like.
This is spiritual Olympics. This is spiritual Olympics.
Yeah.
All these nations, they got they top players in this. All their high priests, all right? Spiritual workers.
You have your advisors.
Your advisors.
Your helps, your government.
Your
those
warriors.
Resources, your warriors. Yep.
It's all happening, but it's all spiritual.
It's all spiritual.
See, they trying to come at us carnally, but we fighting this battle spiritually, and that's why as a body we gotta stay patient.
That's right.
Because all we gotta do is wait for all these other nations to just demolish each other, fuck each other up, and all we gotta do is just gotta play the background.
We're literally just watching. Like right now, what we're doing is just like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, y'all just
Keep
going.
going. Shoot your nukes. Shoot it.
Ship your uranium.
Do it.
Sharing the bone and shit.
Your
Make
tariffs,
those trade
or what is it?
deals.
What did he do with the steel? Trump?
Oh, he put tariffs on it.
Tariffs and all that.
Yeah,
Do it.
yeah,
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 do it.
yeah.
Yeah. You're trying to hurt China, but you're really hurting yourself. Do it.
Finish the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah, build that
Build the wall.
Make America great again.
Fuck it up, man.
Yeah, fuck it up.
You got it? You got to get the scripture you go?
Yeah. This is Judith chapter 5 verse 20. And it reads, Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin. And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Right. Now this is when you go into the history, this is Achior. He was an Ammonite, and he came to the king of what we getting? Judah. He came to the that's during the time of it's not Persia. Is it Greek?
No,
Is
not
Artaxerxes?
Artaxerxes. It's like that's Judah.
Judah. I
It's,
forget.
He
Nebuchadnezzar.
sliced the captain,
Yeah. But this is Achior, the captain of the Ammonites, was coming to this king. One of the other nations was like, look. Basically, he was giving them intelligence about the nation of Israel, because Ammon, inside school, because Ammon and Moab were neighbors to Israel. They understood, you know, during the time of King Solomon. They had the records. They knew who had what, who knew what powers and what power. So they knew the history, the battles, things like that. So he was saying, look, when these people are sitting against their power, then their power is going to punish them, and that's going to give us room to go in there and take them over.
Yeah, like the Book of Judges.
Yeah.
The Book of Judges when we went into captivity in Eglon. Yo, like they had their own records, man.
That's right.
Them records get passed on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, we're finding them now. Like now, when they do these archaeological digs, and they find these relics from the kingdom of Persia, and it's like by Darius. You know what I'm saying? But it's talking about the Hebrew Israelites. Those are the records.
Yeah.
Those are the records.
Hey, it's even like even most of the nations, like they have their own story of the flood. Like they have their records of the flood. Like that's how you know is they got their own.
And then,
You know?
After that too, they always go in our temple and steal our vessels.
Oh yeah.
Everybody burns
And they
some
have it still.
They had it. Yeah. They got all those records, relics.
You mean that important?
Yeah.
Because we was the only one that really was discontinued from our heritage. You know, Esau went in and did his damnness to change things around, but to a certain extent, them other nations still have a connection to the old world.
I got
their own land, got their land.
I got what y'all talking about. This is Ezra chapter 4, verse 15. That search may be made in the book of the records of thy fathers, so shall thou find in the book of the records, and know that this city is a rebellious city and hurtful unto kings and provinces, and that they have moved sedition within the same of old time, for which cause was this city destroyed. And this is the book of Ezra. I think they were writing to Artaxerxes or Cambyses the second.
Well, no. It's not in there. It may be it's either Cyrus or Artaxerxes.
Yeah.
You go in there.
Yeah, Con. Yeah, it's Artaxerxes. Yeah, because they wrote to him because Cyrus gave the decree that they can rebuild the city, and they said, "Oh, hold on. I know if they rebuild this city, they're not going to pay tribute no more because the Lord's going to be with them." You know what I'm saying? So let's look in the records and see what they did.
Yeah.
You know
That's what
I'm saying?
Achior was doing when you just read in Jude the 5th chapter. That's what he did.
With his advisors.
Yeah.
Council.
So they went in the book of the records, and they saw how when we do have a power, we ain't no
Con. Hey, you know what? I got this precept I'm gonna read real quick
Unstoppable force.
because this is
That's right.
the consequence of Esau and these other nations doing that. Okay? Alright. What is this?
We're gonna pull it in 30 minutes. 6 o'clock. Start raining too, right?
Yeah, this is
we'll put it 6.
Ezekiel.
Whole time too.
Yeah, Ezekiel 36 and I'll just read 2. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI, because the enemy had said against you, Aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Therefore prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord, because they have made you desolate and swallow you up on every side, that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen." Because when they seen that we were going down, they was like, okay, look, now we can go into Israel, we can take over, their land and have all their riches.
That's what they did in 2 Chronicles, the 36th chapter with Nebuchadnezzar. And that's why you have that Psalms 137, raise it. That's what that scripture was talking about.
Yep. And then the prophet Joel reiterated that, and Obadiah. So it says, "Therefore prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord, because they have made you desolate and swallow you up on every side, that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are an infamy of the people." Right? Now this is going into even the land of Israel. The land of Israel is the most famous. You see how much of an uproar there was all over the world when Trump was ready to put their embassy in Jerusalem and make it the capital.
It's been like that forever. That's why you have the Crusades and all of that. They're always trying to fight for that land.
I'm going to jump down to verse 5. "Therefore thus saith the Lord, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey." Therefore, I'm jumping to verse 7. "Therefore thus saith the Lord, I have lifted up mine hand, surely the heathen are about you, they shall bear their shame." So these other nations getting ready to be ashamed and be destroyed for what they did to us, because they think they're going to be the next world power. Whatever policy, whatever strategy Esau's using for his new world order, whatever events the North Koreans and South Koreans are using to take place, Iran or Saudi Arabia, whatever these other nations have planned, the Lord's going to have them in that trick bag, man.
Yeah.
And they're going to, and their shame is going to be seen. He said, all Idumea and all the heathen, man, because of what they did to us.
It's like it's like Chris Hansen. You know, and How to Catch a Predator. The predator, the molester or whatever, they come in, they think they about to get down with the child or whatever. And Chris Hansen walk out that back door like, so what was you about to do? And they be embarrassed. They be like, that's how Esau gonna be, man. They think they got it all lined up, and here comes the Most High sending His Son back with the angel, and they gonna be like, oh, fuck, man.
Stupid, caught red-handed.
They gonna caught what they Hey, the scriptures say, what is that? In Ezekiel, bear the thigh.
Yep. Make bare the lift up the skirt, make bare the thigh, expose the leg.
Exposed, man.
Totally exposed. You know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, somebody got something?
Yeah, I got something. This is Second Ezra chapter 15, verse. I'm gonna start from 7. "Therefore said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves." They exercise themselves and to just do away with the nation of Israel and continue to mess up the world, man. And with their greed and intention that they always had from the beginning.
What's that? Psalms 82. How they come together to basically Psalms 83. Basically, they come together with in these secret councils. How they going to just, like you said, man, just try to basically do away with Israel, man.
Them evil meetings.
They know who.
Dark.
Like you said, they got empty seats to say.
Hey,
Satan. Even Satan to pop up and shit.
The Council of 13.
Yep.
They're high witches, and the Council of 13, they have an empty table, empty seat for Satan. So they like the brothers reading. They exercise themselves in just wickedness, man. They don't come together and say, how can we restore the earth? They looking like, how can we fuck it up more and make these people depend on us even more? What does it say? Hey, somebody get Habakkuk 2 and 5 real quick.
Oh yeah.
Because these hospitals, they don't heal you, they treat you.
They shouldn't even be called hospitals. There's no hospitality about them, you know?
It should be called fucking
Man, they're fucking building over there.
yeah, man. Funeral preparation homes.
Yeah, pre-funeral preparation. That's all it is.
Yeah. Funeral preparation.
You know, because when you go in there, they trying to draw, they trying to suck your blood out.
Suck your soul.
You know, they run your credit.
Yep.
They run your credit report when you go in the hospital. Hell yeah, you go in there. And another thing is too, like, you know, because what happens is a lot of people, you go to the emergency room because a lot of Jake don't have insurance.
Right.
So you go to the emergency room thinking like, you know, because Jake always looking at Jake. You know, so they'll go in there like, shit, I got a problem. Help me out here. And they'll give the wrong name. Nah, man, they gonna take that name, and that's a felony.
Yeah.
So what they gonna do? They gonna take your name and they gonna go in the back, check you out, see if you really who you are. Cause they want to make sure that when they send that fucking bill to that address, it's gonna get there. That's right. You know, they don't give a fuck about healing you. You know, you gotta have a cook. Shit, you go to the hospital, you get sicker.
Yeah, it's worse. Before you got in there.
All right, this is Habakkuk 2 and I'm sorry.
No, just go straight to the point. Go to 5.
All right, Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth our wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death.
Is as a death, man. So when you know how the scriptures say when 2 and 3 of us are gathered, you know, YAHAWASHI is in the midst. Hey, when 2 or 3 Edomites are gathered, Satan is in the midst. Satan right there.
Hey, it gotta be a perfect balance.
It's a perfect balance. They be talking and you know, the one might, you know how they the left side of us. So you know how we deal, you know, like, man, that's a spirit, huh?
Yeah.
Like, they be like, man, that's a spirit, man. All praise to Satan, man.
All hell,
Satan.
Satan pop up with a fit cap on, Converse,
do-rag,
with a blazer.
That day they not in it. On Tommy Sport, do-rag.
With the Craig, the
slippers.
Craig slippers, man.
Craig,
With a blackened mouth.
Damn, gold right
Yeah,
there.
with
Gold too.
A little pint of some cheap ass liquor.
Damn, boy and shit.
With a Lucy in his mouth just moving around as he talking.
Yeah, looking like on Dave Chappelle when the white swaps.
Oh, yeah. Looking like
That's how Satan pop up on him, man.
Yeah, looking like Leonard, man.
Hey, because Satan is the biggest nigger, man.
Good.
Yes.
He's the biggest nigger, man.
Yeah.
The creator.
The creator of niggerism. You know?
You go.
That's right.
It says, and is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people.
And see, so when they had their councils, they speaking on how to fuck the people over more, man.
Take over the world.
How can we make the people sicker to come and get our vaccine, man? How can we destroy the food to make them sick to go to the doctor to get more money out of them? We're gonna up the price on food. We're gonna close these. Like it's all part of their master plan.
Hey,
you know?
matter of fact, keep reading on that.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, keep reading on that.
All right, this is Habakkuk 2 and 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
That's what you were saying earlier.
Yep.
But the other nations, that these other nations, they waking up to how Esau is the devil, man.
Yep.
Listen, we don't care whether you 2/3 niggas wake up to the fact of this so-called white man being the devil. These other nations are waking up to it. And you niggas, you ain't got no power in your hand.
Yeah, and they got the power to do something about it. You ain't got no power to do nothing about it. You gonna get 10 Negroes that know the same thing, but all got a different plan. You got a 45, a 22,
and a 38.
Lucky if they lucky.
Right, and a Draco with half a clip. And you just waiting for martial law to come through.
The gun ain't clean, it ain't oil.
Right, it ain't oil, that shit going to jail. Meanwhile, you got
shoot sideways.
You got the president of the Philippines, Duterte, doing trade deals with China and the other Eastern Asian countries, doing away with the dollar, getting ready to have anti-missile defense systems shipped to their country. They got it. They got the firepower, they got the resources, and they got the alliances to do what needs to be done. This is why the Lord got to be mad at his people in general, because the Lord setting us, he's setting us up beautifully. Just watch and let them do their thing, and then we're gonna slide into the throne.
But niggas want to go against the grain.
Right, but keep reading that.
Alright, Habakkuk 2 and 6. So now all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Right, how long? Hey, that's why we're in the year of prophecy now. It's not that much longer. The Lord said he will no longer hold his tongue against them that do wickedness. It's roughly paraphrasing, you know. Then it says that ladeth himself with thick clay. That's debts when you go into that word abatya in the Hebrew, man. Okay? The debts. These other nations are realizing that Esau's just giving them IOUs, monopoly money, and they're angry as hell. And so guess what they're going to do? They're going to say, well, we don't need him. We don't need the so-called white man.
I'll pay you back on Friday.
Yeah.
And then charge him interest.
The old cartoon Popeye, the guy used to come into the restaurant. He said, "I'll kindly pay you for a hamburger on Tuesday, for a hamburger today." So, you know what I'm saying? That's the spirit of Esau, man. You know. So these other nations are like, you know what? Let's just move him out the way, man. You see what the South Africans are doing over there to Esau, man? Kicking them off their land, Get out of here.
You're going to have to get the fuck out of here.
You know, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, you know? Job the 30th chapter all over again.
Yeah.
It says
Job 30:1.
30:1. So like
Job 30:1.
About all the nations chased him out as a thief.
Yep.
What Obadiah was that the third verse where they despised?
But it says they that have eaten our bread have lifted. What it said Obadiah? They that have lifted. They that eateth thy bread has laid a sore wound under thee. You know, and then earlier up in Job 30, starting in 1 and 2 and 3, it talks about how to what shall their hands profit me. Esau is not he can't profit the Israelites, and he's not profiting these other nations. So the Lord's going to have these other nations. They're going to get rid of each other, really.
That's right.
They are going to get rid of each other, because the scripture says in Jeremiah 50, spare none of the arrows. So all the nuclear missiles are going to be launched. Meanwhile, we're going to come down and slide into the throne. Right, man, it's missiles from World War I, man.
The 20s. God damn.
We got bombs from World War II and shit. 1820. Mines and shit in Vietnam.
Yeah, them old little spike
and
mines
Vietnam
and
ready
shit.
to go off.
Launch that shit.
Yeah. You know?
Like Elder Yahawah was going into, everything in this world is being set up to make that burn, man. Like this water has got all kind of fucking chemicals in it. It's chemicals in the air.
You can probably burn the water.
You know, it's chemicals. These women with their fucking weaves.
Mascara.
The mascara.
That alone will cause a damn. God damn.
A bitch is gonna die. Just like, God damn.
Hey, man, well,
I know you gonna.
Like you see a video of a
My
big woman
goodness.
cooking. And you know those videos her hair catch on fire by accident? That fire spreads fast.
Oh yeah. It would be like Michael Jackson filming a Pepsi commercial. You know.
So everything is being pumped out here. Esau got all these unnatural chemicals out here.
Ain't one more scripture out.
Hey, all these unnatural chemicals out here, and it's gonna cause the greatest fireworks show ever.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, you got it.
yeah. Revelation 17 and 16. You read it on that?
Yeah.
Alright, this is Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
These are other nations that's in alliance with Babylon the Great, America. Go ahead.
And shall make her desolate and naked. and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
And that's what's gonna happen. They all gonna shoot their nuclear arsenal and burn Babylon up, man.
Right.
You know, burn Babylon, burn. That's what's happening, man. You know, so the destruction of America is near. The prophecies are coming to pass, man. You gonna close it all out? Hey, well, you know what? With that, we're gonna say burn Babylon, burn.
That's right.
Death to America, death to Babylon. We're gonna give all praise and glory and honor to
YAHAWAH,
Bahashem,
YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash.
double honor to the apostles and elders of Gravestone. Shalom. Until the next undisclosed location.
That's right.
Camp.
Shalom.
See you then. Shalom.
That's right.